facing Africa, current realities facing our country. This is a wake-up call. Time for patriots to stand.
Have come and gone, but we've always stood tall. In victory we stand. Oh, season of celebration, 100 years of our lives. This is a major landmark. Let's raise up our history to life. Moving to greatness, we are the giant of Africa. Evaluate this journey so far. You will see greatness, one people, great nation. Yeah, we stand, we are standing for Nigeria. We standing. Giant of Africa, we one nation with great people. In unity, we stand. Oh, let's stand together to make Nigeria great and Africa will rise. This is not a time to point fingers around. Let us shun ethnic nomenclatures and face the sense of greatness. That's what it is, Nigeria. Let us come together with one heart. It's time to celebrate our heroes past. Oh yeah. Remember, Lord Frederick Lugar. We're standing for one nation. We stand tall for Africa. Oh, we're one nation, nation with great people. Bless them. Unity. We stand. We're standing. Standing for Nigeria. We're standing for one nation. We stand tall for Africa. We're one nation with great people. Bless them. Unity. We're standing. Standing for Nigeria. Standing for our nation. We stand tall for Africa. We're one nation with great people. Bless the Lord God's unity. You and I can live together. You and I can live together. In unity we stand. One love, Nigeria. Victory, Asata.
Wow. Well done, everybody.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Nigerians. Well done. I'm so excited today to be in your midst, as it's a thing of joy to stand here today in the midst of these great people. As I will also want to plead for the media guys to please allow the VIPs to see the person talking. Thank you so much. I'm just going to be reading a speech here that has been designed from the team, and I'm sure I will leave here today. The message will be passed. A press release by supposed to be a speech by Ambassador Phil Roberts, the team lead FCT Tourism Volunteers Network. Excellency, the representative of the Vice President, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation of Nigeria, Senator George Akume, our distinguished leader of the Senate, Senator Michael Payami Bamidele, and other distinguished members, Senator Nel Dwoko, members of the National Assembly represented here, the Honorable Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Honorable His Excellency Barrister Yesom Wike, our ever-supportive Minister for State FCT, representative of the Minister of the Tourism, Minister of State Police, Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, our dearly beloved Mandate Secretary of the Social Development Secretariat, Honorable Ibrahim Aminu, the Mandate Secretary Area Council Services, Honorable Lawrence Beatrice Garki, all chairmen of the various area council represented here, our very own capacity tourism champion, our Director of Tourism, the FCT, in the FCT department, Mrs. Anne Nenani Dogo. Come on, babe, celebrate her. Okay. All directors of the SDS represented here, members of the FCT Tourism, the champions of tourism in the SDS. I love you all. And the FCT and every members of the FCTA, the emirs in the house, traditional rulers, elders council of the good people of Abuja, the embassies and ambassadors represented here, all tourism organizations and associations, Dr. Danny Akpadia of Upland Real Estate, I love you, sir, the National Arts Gallery, our partners, our capacity, selfless, lovable, patriotic nation builders, the FCT Tourism Volunteers. Come on, people. Yeah. That's my constituency. You are the bedrock of greatness, members of the press, our online viewers, and finally, all protocols duly observed. It was a very long one, Sha. Okay, it is with great pleasure and honor that we, the organizers of this event, welcome you all to this global project designed to host critical stakeholders of our dearly beloved country here in the Federal Capital Territory. In Nigeria, every December, which is designated to be a non-political, non-religious, and a non-sectional voice in the FCT to genuinely discuss and bet a new investment page for the development of tourism in the FCT and Nigeria at large through patriotism and volunteerism. In an effort to bridge the gap and provide for tourism investors opportunities to the FCT, our team created this initiative, the FCT Tourism Volunteer Summit and the Area Council Tourism Investment Pitch and Expo. This project is aimed at rejuvenating the patriotic spirit of all Nigerians, especially the FCT citizens. Through this project, we will promote patriotism, which is the motherboard for volunteerism, to positively engage our people to use their skills, career, and professions for the promotion of tourism as a tool for socio-economic growth. The Tourism Volunteer Summit 2023 is a product of the FCT Tourism Volunteers Network in commemoration of the International Volunteers Day celebrated by the United Nations to create a unique and sustainable platform for patriots that will birth volunteerism opportunities for growth and development of Nigeria and Africa at large. And the NSVS, which is under the office of the SGF, is really doing great on that in Nigeria. The theme for this year's summit is themed Volunteerism Weaves Us Together, while the sub-theme is Exploring Tourism Potentials Through Volunteerism for Social and Economic Development. The FCT Tourism Volunteers Network is designed to be the biggest orientation platform for tourism education, promotion, and advocacy for the protection of our tourist sites, and also help in discovering tourism sites in collaboration with the FCT Tourism Department. Structure of our network. We have been able to design a structure for the network that has helped us brought in the right people, the right set of people, as the network is designed in different phases. Number one, the tourism volunteers network. This is the entry point into the network where we have young, energetic citizens who are geared to serve as we monitor and watch our contribution towards the network. And if you contribute immensely, you will now be promoted to the ambassadorial level, where you will have worthy people with high level of professionalism to tourism, education, advocacy, and promotion. The tourism ambassadors, which are people like you seated in this building. The tourism ambassadors, this phase of the project serves as the elders forum, where we have great men and women who have contributed meaningfully towards tourism development, as they serve as the major backbone to the network, giving support at an advisory level and also financially. Also note that there is a registration designed for this particular ambassadorial stage. Area Council, the third one is the Area Council Tourism Development Champions. The Area Council Tourism Development Champions, these are members of the network that are in the Area Council level who help us in coordinating the grassroots aspect of the network, as they are trained to take our vision, mission, and objectives to every member of their communities on a house-to-house or door-to-door strategy, propagating our mandate of promoting tourism in the city of Abuja. Our success so far. As a network, we have been able to bring in quality citizens into the network through our strategies, and we have been holding our meetings and orientation programs. We have held our first dinner. We have organized a VIP dinner for the vision casting, which brought in high-end quality citizens of the SCT to hear what we want to achieve, as it was a 100% success. We have also put in structures in the 6 area councils to help us take over the grassroots, even to the pooling unit level. We have even gotten emirs and the locals involved. We have held our first monthly congress, which serves as our monthly meetings. We have also gotten the buy-in of major tourism organizations to align with our vision and mission. Now, going forward, we believe that the minister will have her own input, with the support of His Excellency Barrister Yesom Wike, to inaugurate the FCT Tourism Volunteers Network next year, March, so we can keep up properly and start achieving our goals. As this will also help us in driving more people who have been sitting from the side of the door, because some people are still watching us to know if we have the capacity to do what we said we're going to do. On this note, we want to show our maximum respect to these great patriots of our country for their selfless and resilience in birthing sustaining the Nigeria we're all celebrating and enjoying today. Therefore, we celebrate great nationalists like Zik of Africa, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, who is the founder of Nigeria nationalism, Tafawa Balewa for his role in the continent's formative indigenous rule, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the first premier of Western Nigeria, Herbert Macaulay, for his contribution towards independence, though he didn't live to see it come true, Sir Anthony Anehoro, a national activist and the father of Nigerian state, Hajia Gambo Sawaba, who was nationally known to speak up for gender and gender-based equality, Alhaji Aminu Kano, for standing for us in spite of the challenges faced from the British government. Sir Tao Akinwumi, the designer of the Nigerian national flag. Dr. Chinwe Achebe, the father of modern African writing. Margaret Ekbo, the founder of About Township Women Association. Mrs. Ameyo Adevovo, for her role in curbing the spread of Ebola in 2014. Dr. Dora Akunyili, for her fight against fake and substandard drugs through NAFDAC in Nigeria. As young Nigerians, we will not also forget Stephen Keshi for your role in using football to unite Nigeria, to unite the country through with these great men like J.J. Okocha, Kanu Wankwo, Daniel Amokachi, Tijani Babangida, Austin Eguavon, Rashidi Yekini, Peter Rufai, Tauribo West. These legends were part of the Super Eagles squad that qualified Nigeria for her first World Cup appearance in USA 1994, the Super Eagles, a team that is still referred to as the Golden Generation. These names are so significant as they serve as a reminder to young Nigerians on how united we can be as they use their skills irrespective of tribe, geographic location, languages, or religion to affirm to us through football that united they stood against every form of ethnic division to win their matches in those glory days. So, as a network, we want you to ask yourself this great question. On a day like this, when Nigerians will gather to mention names and celebrate patriots in the year 2024, will my name be mentioned or will my name be forgotten? Ladies and gentlemen, do you know my name? My name is Ambassador Faye Roberts, and I hail from Onitsha Uchi in Ndukwa East in Delta State, and my name can never be forgotten. So, now you know. So put your name there and sign up today to be a member of the biggest volunteerism and patriotic network today in the city of Abuja and Nigeria at large. Make your generations unborn proud. Join the FCT Tourism Volunteers Network today. You can register at our front desk or you can visit our website at fcttourismvolunteersnetwork.org to get all the details you need about us. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless our leaders. God bless our volunteers. Long live Nigeria. Long live our patriots. Want to say a big thank you to all our volunteers that has made this possible. Everything you see that has been put up here today to give this event the class we need was powered and sponsored by our volunteers. I want to also say a big thank you to Dr. Dan for being our frontline sponsor in this project. Come on, put your hands together for Upland Real Estate. And also IPET, International Tourism Institute, for also what they've been doing. And the Director of Tourism in Abuja, you have been fantastic. You've been supporting us. You've made us to understand that without us, we don't have government. So for those of you that have been sitting and criticizing and talking about government, it's high time that you come in and see what you can do. You have to build your own quota into making Nigeria the best place. So the FCT Tourism Volunteers Network, like I have said here, is a platform of professionals, a platform of people like you and I. We have the diaspora branch of the FCT Tourism Volunteers Network. We are now penetrating into different states. And thank God the project is not called the Abuja Tourism Volunteers Network. It's called the FCT because FCT is the federal capital. And guess what? Federal capital is national. So we're having different calls from people from different countries, Nigerians in different countries, having calls from people from different states that want to be members of the FCT Tourism Volunteers Network. And we believe that after our program today, we'll have more people that are going to be signing into the platform because we want to see how we can keep building capacity for the minister to endorse us to do the inauguration in March. And we don't want to do that inauguration without you. Say they will not do the inauguration without me. Okay. I can see people want to join. Volunteers, they want to take your job. Oh. Okay. So I want to thank everybody that has made this possible. Everybody say here today, the MC is a volunteer. The DJ are volunteers. The screen guys, everybody are volunteers. You now ask, even the people that brought this rug, the lights are for the chairs are volunteers. So you now ask us, how much did we pay for this event? The hall was given to us by Destination as volunteers too. You see the CEO just left. So you see that this volunteerism thing works. So Nigerians are becoming patriotic and understanding that we are all beautiful together than being divided. So I also use this opportunity to call on all tourism organizations and associations that are here today. We are ready to work with you, and I want to say a big thank you to our ambassadors that have come to support us. Thank you so much. Our friends from Dubai that also came. Get them a seat there. Thank you all for coming. And want to also apologize. You know, in the tourist, before I take my seat, also my boss from Envoy Hotel, thank you so much for coming. Well done. And welcome. Yeah, you can come to the front. And let me also apologize. You see, in Tourism Volunteers Network, we have a major problem, and I want you guys to see how you can help us solve this problem. There is no event that we do, no matter how small we plan it, we always have issue of overcrowding. As Zina we planned for only 30 people. We ended up having over 100 or 80 something to 100 people, and we apologized. So today on too that we're doing this summit, we want to also apologize to you that it is not in our making to have you cluster in this place. So maybe the next one that we are going to do, the next program, since we're having more people join us, we're going to have the biggest tourism volunteers program in ICC. So if that one becomes too big, we'll now go to National Stadium. Let me see how you guys will feel that place. Thank you so much for being part of this movement. My name is Ambassador Robert. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, please. A round of applause for him, please. That was a wonderful presentation and an amazing speech. Please, we can do better. A round of applause for the team lead, Ambassador Fuse Robert. Thank you very much, and a very big congratulations to you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before I move on to the next agenda on the program, please permit me to recognize the presence of Mr. Abubakar Tango, the representative of Director of NYSC. Mr. Abubakar Tango, you're highly welcome, sir. Thank you very much. All the SDHS department, please kindly stand up for recognition. You're highly welcome. SDHS Tourism Department. SDHS Secretary, thank you very much. You're highly welcome. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to recognize again Mr. Brina Jenad Ishewudogora, the Director of NYSC, highly represented by Mr. Abubakar Tango. You are highly welcome, sir. Thank you very much. Moving on to the next agenda on the program, please. Permit me to invite on stage Mrs. Esubana, the representative of SGF, for the keynote speech. Mrs. Esubana, please, a round of applause for her, please. You're highly welcome, ma'am.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for honoring this invitation today. We really appreciate seeing today in your very happy state as Nigerians resident in Abuja. You are all welcome. The President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, the Chief Justice of the Federation, and all legal minds here present, our traditional rulers, our diplomatic corps members, sponsors, stakeholders, partners, civil society, the media, and all distinguished ladies and gentlemen. You are all welcome to this occasion today. I am delighted to bring you my boss, Dr. Senator George Akume, keynote address to this day. It is my delight to be here to commemorate the International Volunteer Day organized by the Federal Capital Territory Social Development Secretariat, Office of the Mandate of Secretary on the sub-team Exploring Tourism Potential through Volunteerism for Social and Economic Development. As you are all aware, the United Nations General Assembly on 17th of December 1985 mandated all member states to commemorate the International Volunteers Day with activities and programs simultaneously all over the world. The IVD offers us the opportunity for the United Nations member nations to promote volunteerism, encourage government to support volunteer services, and recognize the contribution of such volunteers to achievement of peace and development in the nation. It is expedient to note that tourism can be a very veritable tool to draw economic development in the nation, which when we have identified the sites, like here in Abuja, we know that we contest with Niger State over the ownership of Zuma Rock. However, within Abuja, we still have our natural sites and then the man-made sites. These are beautiful buildings such as the International Conference Center, amongst others, that can attract people to Abuja for tourism. As we'll be living here, it should impress on our minds that one of the cardinal things that we should do will be to keep Abuja clean. This is one of the dreams of the founders of the FCT. As my brother, the ambassador, mentioned a litany of names, he did not mention General Moritala Ramat Mohammed, the man who created Abuja with Decree 6 of 1976 on 3rd February 1976. So at this period, I wish to call on all of us to stand up and then give him 1 minute of respect amongst other tourist people who went to Indonesia and they were being covered by the volcano that made about 11 were first discovered after they discovered another one, still increasing the number. These were people who, with passion for tourism, went to Indonesia, and now the volcano ashes have made them dead bodies to be returned home. So may we please observe 1 minute of silence for the man who created Abuja and other volunteers and other tourists who by one way or the other have paid the supreme sacrifice. So pray for souls of the faithful. May the souls of the faithful departed rest in peace. So it is important to note that while volunteer institution, the Nigerian Volunteer Service of Office of Secretary to Government of the Federation, coordinates activities which culminated on the 5th of December. We are here today to celebrate. We are here today to celebrate our host city, the FCT anniversary and celebration, which is on Thursday the 7th. It is therefore interesting to welcome development that the FCT Social Development Secretariat is organizing this year's IVD with a program on Tourism Volunteer Summit, which aims at harnessing the power of volunteerism to unlock social and economic development in tourism in FCT. Tourism volunteers specifically allude to people who choose to do voluntary work while traveling and well explore their destination for foreign cultures. It is also known as volunteerism, which is a form of artistic travel which enable people to donate their time, skills, and resources to help those in need. They could work in short period in the clearing of beaches, conservation work, distribution of medical aid, essential in emergency situation. It is one of these growing areas of tourism that strongly impacts on economy. Permit me here to note that in collaboration with FCT, we have kickstarted the clearing of Jabi Lake, which is one of our greatest potential. So I wish to please appeal on all volunteers here present and tourists that the second Saturday of every month will be a day that we all come out in the morning to clean the Jabi Lake. You know that is a very big sporting site for Abuja residents. Why? Because we don't collect money. But if we can make it a better place, well clean and developed, we can generate revenue from this to build the economy of FCT. In the same vein, the FCT Tourism Department is stuck to embark on and encourage tourism, which will provide opportunities to engage our citizens, especially the youth population, to volunteer within the country and across the border to work on specified activities that will benefit the destination community and culture, and in turn gladly participate in making a kind of meaningful change. My ambassador also spoke of 1994 as the first time that we went for the World Cup at Atlanta. However, it's expedient to also mention that we became the Golden Boys in 1985 when we were the first country to win the first edition of the Under-17 FIFA World Cup in China. So we had become Golden Boys 9 years before Atlanta 94. On this note, I thank the organizers of providing this opportunity for stakeholders to participate in Tourism Volunteer Summit in order to discuss and find ways to collaborate and explore tourism potential in the FCT through volunteerism. I thank all the participants, especially our diplomatic corps, the Indonesian and the Chinese and the ones that have come in Poland, everywhere that you have come to support us. Thank you so much for coming. And for us, the indigenous people of Nigeria, thank you for being here. God bless you all. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We can do better than that. Can we clap for the representative of the secretary to the government of the Federation? Yes, indeed. She just reminded us that 1985, now we win the first Under-17 World Cup in the whole world. Nigeria is too much. Maybe I was mentioning earlier that this country, don't play with us. We are just damn too much. We have everything that could make the day very beautiful. All right. Without much ado, let me just invite the next speaker who will give us his own keynote address, the representative of the Senate Majority Leader, to please step to the microphone. Can we give him a round of applause, please?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. let me, on behalf of my principal, Senator Dr. Michael Okoyemi Bamidele, CON, the majority leader of the Senate, Federal Republic of Nigeria, adopts the established protocol and specifically mention the representative of the Secretary General of the Federation and acknowledge the presence of the representative of the Honorable Minister of State, FCT, here seated, and Honorable Minister of Art and Culture and the Creative Economy, here seated, represented, Honorable Ibrahim Aminu, the Mandate Secretary, Social Development Secretariat, FCT, well and ably represented, and our highly spirited Director of Tourism, FCT. On behalf of my principal, we acknowledge and appreciate your visit to the office alongside with the team lead, the person of Ambassador Roberts. Your presence in the office is a wonderful one. We acknowledge it, and that informs the commitment of our principal to the volunteerism and tourism initiative in the FCT. On that note, permit me to convey the message of the Senate leader, who is unavoidably absent, and then up until the last minute he sent me to this place. We were still asking him, and he wishes to come, but due to a matter that comes up in the office, he has to quickly attend to that. And on that note, he delegated me to bring his message, and let me therefore convey his message to you. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and fellow volunteers, it is indeed a great pleasure and honor to stand before you today to address this esteemed gathering of eminent personalities on an endeared subject matter of interest, the power of volunteering to bring waves of positive change, particularly in the context of exploring tourism potential for social and economic development in Nigeria. I am aware that my main business is to give a keynote address on the theme, Volunteering Waves Us Together. But permit me to take a moment to acknowledge and appreciate the passion and high sense of responsibility of the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, His Excellency, Barrister Yezom Wike, for his efforts towards infrastructural development, his commitment to creating opportunity for the maximization of potential in tourism to the advantage of the capital city. This, of course, is a top-notch development and must be commended by all well-meaning people. For committing this laudable project into the hands of an equally highly spirited woman director, Mrs. Anne Nena Didogo, who also shared this vision of the Honorable Minister and her stride in transforming the vision into reality, is indeed laudable. I think this woman deserves a round of applause. If many of us can acknowledge the effort she has given to this program alongside with the volunteering network, we will do more than what we have done to appreciate them. Before we delve into the specific of how volunteerism can pave the way for a new lease of life through tourism in our capital city, let us take a moment to reflect on the essence of volunteering. Volunteering is the embodiment of humanity's innate desire to help one another, to uplift communities, and to create a better world for all. It is a force that transcends boundaries, unites individuals from diverse backgrounds, and amplifies our collective strength. In the context of tourism, volunteering takes a unique significance. Tourism has long been recognized as a powerful catalyst for economic growth, job creation, and cultural exchange. However, to fully unlock its potential, we must harness the power of volunteerism. By combining the passion and dedication of volunteers with the resources and infrastructure of the tourism industry, we can create a sustainable and inclusive model that benefits all stakeholders. Let me again emphasize the importance of key stakeholders who play a pivotal role in realizing this vision. First and foremost, our public office holder. These people have a crucial responsibility in fostering an enabling environment for tourism and volunteerism to thrive. They must prioritize the development of infrastructure, policies, and the regulatory regime that facilitate the growth of tourism and create opportunity for volunteers' engagement. By collaborating with public office holders, you are assured that the necessary foundations are in place for a flourishing tourism industry in the FCT. On this note, I stand here today to assure you that the 10th Senate, under the distinguished leadership of reputable personalities with impeccable track records in infrastructural development and progressive policy formulation, headed by Senator Dr. Goswill Akpabio, CON, as Senate President, and others, including my humble self, as the Senate Majority Leader, in line with President Tinubu's Renew Hope agenda, is fully committed to supporting SAN's initiative that will reposition our country and improve its economy. We recognize the transformative power of volunteerism and its ability to drive social change, empower communities, and promote sustainable economic growth. This sector is not exempted from the focus of the legislative agenda of the 10th Senate. We are determined to ensure we give the tourism industry. We are ensured that we give the tourism industry a cutting-edge legislative framework and institutional facelift with a view to maximizing its potential as a large-scale revenue generator, wealth promoter, and job creator. Another vital stakeholder in this endeavor is the diaspora network. Our diaspora community possesses a wealth of knowledge, skills, and connection that can be leveraged to promote tourism in our capital city. By engaging the diaspora, tapping into their networks, and encouraging their involvement in volunteer initiatives, we can harness their expertise and resources to drive economic development and cultural exchange. Equally important are the youth bodies that hold immense potential to shape the future of our nation. The energy, creativity, and fresh perspective of our young people can revitalize the tourism industry and repackage it with top-notch innovations and modernism. By empowering youth bodies and providing them with platforms to contribute through volunteering, we can create a dynamic ecosystem that nurtures talent, foster entrepreneurship, and source the long-term sustainability of our tourism industry. Now, let us turn our attention to the paradigm shift we seek to achieve. That is, the creation of a new oil industry through tourism in our capital city. Traditionally, the oil gas industry have often been associated with environmental degradation, social dislocation, and economic volatility. However, by embracing a tourism-focused economy approach, we can redefine the concept of an oil industry and transform it into a sustainable community-driven engine of growth. Imagine a capital city where oil is no longer synonymous with pollution and conflict, but with vibrant cultural experiences, breaking natural landscapes, and thriving local economies. By leveraging the power of volunteerism, we can harness the potential of our natural and cultural heritage to attract tourists, generate revenue, and create empowerment opportunity for our citizens. This transformation requires a multifaceted approach. We must invest in infrastructural development, focusing on sustainable tourism practices that preserve our natural resources and minimize ecological impact. We must prioritize capacity building initiatives to equip our local communities with the skills and knowledge necessary to engage with the tourism industry. To equip our local community with the skills and knowledge necessary to engage with the tourism industry effectively, and above all, we must foster a culture of volunteerism that actively involves our citizens in the planning, in the implementation, and in the promotion of tourism initiatives. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, the principal stakeholders here seated in the representative capacity, the stakeholders from the seat of power, the stakeholders from volunteering network, I look forward to seeing that this summit will serve as a catalyst for action, collaboration, and innovation, where we will all assume the role of ambassadors in promoting tourism, and our unique perspectives, leadership, and influence would also inspire others and contribute to the growth of this sector. I also look forward to harnessing the power of women as catalysts for change, driven tourism initiatives that showcase the rich cultural heritage, beautiful aesthetics of the natural environment, and the hospitality of the FCT and Nigerian nation at large. I look forward to our young volunteers taking their rightful place as drivers of positive change, embracing the opportunities that the tourism sector offers in promoting sustainability, digital and social media growth, mass employment, and entrepreneurship as their creative energy and enthusiasm are essential in shaping the future of tourism in our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, I also remain forward-looking, as well as we all together embark on this journey towards a prosperous future, driven by the power of volunteerism and the transformation potential of tourism. Let me remind us that we are not merely shaping an industry, we are shaping a future where our capital city becomes a choice destination for foreign direct investment, a melting pot of free enterprise, a beacon of sustainable development, a haven of cultural exchange, and a citadel of community empowerment. It is on this note that I delightfully invite each and every one of you, distinguished personalities seated here today, to embrace this innovation wholeheartedly. Let us unite in our commitment to foster a culture of volunteerism that will propel FCT and Nigeria to new heights of growth and development. To achieve this, I call on all the critical stakeholders to be more committed and actively involved in creating an oil industry, from tourism in FCT and Nigeria as a whole. Tourism has immense potential to drive economic growth, to create jobs, and diversify our economy. It is an industry that thrives on the active participation of public office holders, the media, the women, and the youth. In conclusion, let us pledge our unwavering commitment to volunteerism and the transformative power it holds. Together, let us work towards creating a vibrant and sustainable tourism industry that will not only boost our economy, but also showcase the beauty and diversity of FCT and Nigeria to the world. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers of this program for their dedication and hard work. I also express my appreciation to all the volunteers who have tirelessly worked towards the betterment of our society. I think they deserve a round of applause. Together, we can ride the waves of volunteerism and usher in a new era of prosperity and unity. Thank you all for listening.
Well, now we have the stamp of the Senate, courtesy of the Senate leader, And if you listen to that speech, you will hear the name of the Senate. Please, can you take the music a bit down? The name of the Senate president was also mentioned. So that shows that tourism network has come to stay. And now we have the stamp of the highest authority of lawmakers in Nigeria. Can we give the tourism network a round of applause, please? While he was just speaking, we just have some very good recognitions to make. We have the president of FTAN, Mr. Nkaruem Onong, ably represented by the first deputy president, the Federation of Tourism Association of Nigeria, FTAN, Alhaji Baraki Aliu. Please, you're most welcome. Good to see you here. Also in our midst, we have the founder of Horizon International University, Ekiti State, Professor Ajibade Michael, FCAI. You're most welcome, sir. We also have from the Morocco Embassy, Mr. Ani Mohammed. You're most welcome. Also, if you notice while we were just doing this, one big white thing just came and stood in front of us. Dr. Dan, I don't recognize you today. Please rise up for recognition. That's one of our key sponsors, Dr. Dan. He owns one of the most beautiful estates in this town. In fact, I will tell you more about him when it's time because he will give us a good message. For now, I'd like to invite our team lead. I'd like to invite our team lead. But before that, when they were talking, they now mentioned some of the people that have made Nigeria great. How many of you people remember this music? I'm your lover boy, I'm your boyfriend. You remember that song? By who? Ladies and gentlemen, representing the husband, the wife of First Liberty is here, Mrs. Monica Liberty. Good to see you, ma. You're most welcome. I remember those days. That's the only man that in every album he was marrying wife. The first album was Ngozi. Second one was Chi Chi. The third one, at the end of the day, now my sister from Akwa Ibom, we call Carrie Setu. I bet Muna clap, Daddy. So I did mention that we have this edifice standing before us. I know some people were like, which one tourism they carry something cocky for our front. We're celebrating one of our very big sponsors and our supporter, and I don't have the power to do that. Let me invite our team lead because he will do a better job on this. Ambassador Phil Roberts, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. I want to please make welcome my director, who is my mentor, Dr. Madam Anne Dogo. Please, mommy, come and join me. Our representative of the SGF office, mommy. Okay. Yes. Our friends from Morocco, please come. And from the Chinese embassy, from the Indonesia embassy. Where's Precious, please? Yes. And would I take somebody from the National Gallery of Art? Where is he? Okay, you can start. National Gallery of Art. Where is Madam? The Conservator General, representing the Conservator General. Where is the representative of the Conservator General? Please, can we make welcome Chief Abiodu Duson? Where is he? I saw Chief Abiodu. Please, I need Annie Geraldine who again to come. Dr. Dan, join us. Our sponsor, I beg. No, okay. Come. Volunteers, please come and open this. Where are our volunteers, please? Where's Alhaji Badaki? Nayoto, please come out. Eftan, come out. Our chief host, the man representing the FCT minister. I don't want to lose my job. Doc, you're a good man. Hug me, I beg. You know you're my best friend. And Nayoto, Eftan. Where's the representative of Destination Hotel, the CEO? Yeah. Please, can we make welcome our now to two? Please, can we make welcome Chief Abiodu to this place? Just come and stand here, sir. which is our president for Institute of Tourism Professionals of Nigeria. Today is his birthday. so, so as tourism professionals and as tourism volunteers, all we like to do is to do unimaginable things. I know you didn't know that. He's not supposed to be here. He said he just want to come and spend 2 minutes. I said, don't worry, just come. He has already sent somebody that God has blessed you today, and I'm going to hand over. Look at the quality of people that are here to celebrate this birthday with you, and I'm going to hand over the mic to Madam to do that. The representative of Nigerian Chamber of Commerce, please, Dr. Timmy. I thought I mentioned your name. You are my mentor. I'll hand over the mic to Madam while he cuts the cake, and we'll do another thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Sir, we want to celebrate you today. He has been our mentor. He has been encouraging us. He has been showing us the way. And today is his birthday. He's supposed to be with his family. But because of his commitment to what we are doing, he decided he will drop by just to be with us and encourage us before going. So we decided, since he can take a little time out of his tight schedule today to be here, that there will be need for us to celebrate him. So happy birthday. So let's sing a song for him.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. And so says all of us. And so says all of us. And so says all of us. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. And so says all of us. Hip, hip, hip.
So we don't progress in order. I made a very big blunder. The representative of the Senate leader is here. You cannot celebrate this without the Senate. And the representative of Senator Ned Woko is also here. Please, can two of you come out and join? This is a national birthday. And I thought I called the GM of Envoy Hotel. Where is he? Is my friend. Oh, please come. Yeah. So I want to give most senior here, which is the office of the SGF. She's going to lead the cutting of the cake. So this is your cake, and your birthday is a presidential birthday. So, mommy, over to you.
Once again, good afternoon, my dear brothers and sisters. For me, with the celebrant, we have been struggling to do this for over how many years ago. However, that period was not yet matured. You saw me when I went to greet him. When he was calling me, I said, let me greet Oga first. So today, God knows how he plans his things and puts them into line. I didn't know that this is Oga's birthday, but here we are today. So we thank God that God has kept us to this moment, that we are here to celebrate Abuja Tourism and Volunteers Day. For Oga, we are celebrating you for your large heart. The immaculate in the white shows how your heart has been clean, even when we know certain things that we cannot say like that. Please, media, don't quote me out of here. But we continue to struggle. And today, like the MC said, this program started just a month ago. For the red stands for love, for our brothers China, who have been supporting us, the China Cultural Group. They've been very, very helpful. I know that they have been helping us. And for me standing here, I just came back from China. And I can tell you They have really taken their tourism far ahead of us. The Great Walls of China, which is one of the surviving wonders of the world, they make sure everyone goes there to visit. And everything is automated. The Forbidden City, which was built by the Ming and the Tang dynasty over several thousand years ago, people go there to have a glimpse of it. So from this day forward, we must make sure that Abuja tourism will be a beacon of tourism all over West Africa and Africa. So, Oga, I congratulate you today for celebrating today. So, on the count of Abuja, you will cut. So, may everybody come with me with the letter A, letter B, U, J, and A. Celebration. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's hear something from him before we call on the next thing. Natop, please join us.
Thank you very, very, very much. It came as a huge surprise to me. I had my reps here. I had families from UK everywhere celebrating with me at my office and in the house. And I felt, let me pop here and show my face in recognition of how much I hold very, very high esteem what is happening today. I've also had my experience with the PAMSEC many, many years ago. I'm very happy that we are all here standing. I thank all of you. I appreciate all of you. May you have days to celebrate your life in Jesus' name. I thank you.
Thank you so much. So the next phase is very short. Volunteers, take this to the side. We are presenting a certificate to a couple of organizations that have supported us. Please, the first one is to ITPN, and Madam will present this certificate of partnership to ITPN. So, no, it is the national. So, Madam, you read.
A certificate of partnership presented to ITPN, Institute for Tourism Professionals of Nigeria, for your significant contribution to the Tourism Summit theme, Volunteerism Weaves Us Together, and the sub-theme, Exploring Tourism Potentials Through Volunteerism for Social and Economic Development, held of December 2023 at the destination by Gidanka. 20% of Aminikano say to Abuja. It is my pleasure to present this certificate in appreciation of your contribution.
Thank you so much. Okay, so this one is for EFTAN. Can we have EFTAN, and we have the representative of SGF to present this? You just presented. Madam has already read everything. Thanks. MPS, get ready. National Park Service. Please, can we take this picture? Media. Official partnership with EFTAN. National Park Service. Official partnership by the FC Tourism Volunteers Network with your organization. Thank you. National Park Service representative of the Senate leader will handle that. Thank you so much. Naoto, do we have the representative of Naoto here? Okay. Our friend from Morocco, you help us present this certificate. So where is he? Okay. Present the certificate. Then for NATOP, our representative from the Chinese Cultural Center will represent. Thank you so much. Thank you. Natop. So this is an official signing and sealing of partnership with various organizations by the FCT Tourism Volunteers Network, the presence of these national dignitaries. Thank you so much for being part of us, for celebrating the birthday of our boss. And the program continues. Thank you so much. God bless you. We also have something, but we don't want you to go, because the next thing we're going to do now, please, Dr. Dan of Upland, please, can you come? We have a presentation to do. Please, can we just get seated?
Okay. DJ, thank you. This music you are playing now is causing us problem. How can you be making me and my co-MC dancing? Dr. Dan, just give me a minute there. Thank you, thank you. Please, can we just take our seats? Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Please, let's take our seats. Thank you. Photographers, thank you. Pictures can come later. Thank you. Or we can do the pictures outside. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. So that we can go ahead with the program. We still have so much to do. We still have a panel to do. And we have all that. Thank you. God bless you all. All right. Still going for congratulations once again to Otumba. Congratulations, sir. All right. Very quickly, we'll run through some recognitions. And then we hand over to Dr. Dan, who will now give us a semblance of what we expect. Let me recognize the GM of Envoy Hotel, Mr. Dawal Kruger. Please, let's clap for him. You're welcome, sir. We have the representative of the Conservator General, DCP Vivian Wosu. You can see she's the woman with the uniform. We have a representative of the Distinguished Senator Ned Nwoko, Mrs. Benis Ede. Please, can we clap for her? We also have the Director, Curation Services of the Nigerian Gallery of Art, also representing the Director General, Chief Ibetem Evara. I'm talking about Mrs. Mondung Bridget Akana. Thank you very much, ma'am, for coming. All right. So we'll just invite Dr. Dan to quickly make a quick presentation to us. And after that, we'll just go ahead with the next item on the program. My beautiful sister here will take over from me. Please, the panel session should also get set immediately after this. Let's clap for Dr. Dan, please. Upland Estates.
To for us to see, and it has to do with tourism. Of course, the reason why we are all here, and of course, is to, so you can just hold it there, and of course, it's just to tell us what we already know. The distinguished Senator Majority Leader already said here how that tourism now is oil.
So whether we begin to say like that or not, it is the reality. For some of us that travel or do vacation overseas, I mean, it is clear what it is overseas. A lot of money is being exchanged, through this tourism. So tourism today is a major activity people engage in all over the world and for various reasons too. In more developed climes and also in African countries like Egypt, Rwanda, Kenya, Morocco, tourism is a major source of revenue for these countries and their citizens. By embracing tourism in the FCT, Nigerians and most especially the FCTarians stand to enjoy a lot of benefits that accompanies tourism and tourist centers all over the world. For instance, increase in revenue for the state, that's for Abuja, and private individuals, that's for the residents of Abuja, you and I, job creation for our youths and the general populace, strengthening of local economy, construction of our natural environment, conservation of our natural environment and cultural assets, contribution to our local infrastructural development, and so on and so forth. The next slide. Those are just highlights of some of the advantages of, and then why the FCT? By right, the FCT should be Nigeria's #1 tourist destination with numerous exciting sites to visit because of the city's magnificent landscape and being the federal capital, of course. So by right, the FCT should set example in tourism as one of the wealthiest urban cities in Africa. By right, the FCT is already known for being one of the few purpose-built capital cities in Africa. That means it was designed specifically for being a capital city. By right, the FCT checks all the 5 boxes of a modern-day tourist destination. So there are boxes you check internationally for a tourist centers, and Abuja checks all of them, which is attraction, accessibility, accommodation, amenities, and activities, of course. So what are the challenges? Of course, why are we not there yet? That's because we have certain challenges. Lack of adequate government support. Thank God for what is happening here today. We can see the immense support, by the government for the volunteerism network. I think we need to give them a round of applause. They've been ably well represented here. Lack of vision of the potential benefits for all. So a lot of us have no idea, what the benefit of tourism is to every individual and to every country and to every state. When we start to have the picture, we understand why we must all come on board to support this vision. I mean, it puts money in everybody's pockets. It creates a good representation for us, both locally and internationally. I mean, most of the empty houses we have today, we won't have them again because people will convert them to Airbnbs and so on and so forth and make tons of revenue from them. Lack of well-developed tourist sites. So there's a need, for us to develop these tourist sites. That's the reason why some of us in the private sector are drawn to this. Because at the end of the day, if you get to develop these tourist sites, I mean, you get to collect maybe tolls on them or whatever. Lack of maintenance of existing tourist sites. So we all need to beef up our maintenance culture. We know that. Lack of private sector engagement. So that is why we are here. And we call on more private sector, individuals to join us, to support this initiative by the Volunteers Network. This is totally an initiative by the Volunteers Network, and nobody's being paid for what they're doing. Everybody's just using their initiative for the good of, the FCT and Nigeria at large. So these are some of the solutions I could prefer. Active private, more active private sector participation and support, more active government participation and support. Thank God we have that already. Active volunteers participation and support. So at this point, I want to give a round of applause to all the volunteers and the Volunteers Network. You guys are doing an amazing job. I mean, you're pulling this through all by yourself. No portfolio is given to you. No allocation is given to you. And I'm very, very proud and happy about that. Proactive maintenance and rehabilitation of existing sites. Development of tourist attraction, more tourist attraction locations. Great. So these are some of the tourist attraction locations I can lay my hands on that we know of. We know the Millennium Park, Maitama, Jabi Lake, Arts and Craft Village, National Museum, the Third Pyramid Art Gallery, the Boat Club, Magic Land, National Children's Park and Zoo, Polo Club, Nike Art Gallery, MK Abiola Stadium, IBB Golf Course, National Ecumenical Center,
national mosques, and so on and so forth. These are just within the city centers. We've not talked about our different, suburbs. So, I mean, look at this. Look at this, for instance. Even though I know we in the FCT or around, we try to develop our cities even more. But believe me, tourists will pay tons of dollars to see this view, right? And even to have handshakes with the people here. So as much as we want to, we can even create these things artificially at strategic locations, preserve them, make them look beautiful and secure. That alone, you can put a toll there. People will begin to give you $100 and more just to access something like this. So these are some of our artifacts and unique, sites that we need to have. Of course, the Abuja airport. Please keep going. Now, like they say, charity begins at home, right? We won't plan to do great things around Abuja and beyond in terms of tourism without first looking at home, right? And as of today, this is what the FCT tourism department looks like, right? It doesn't meet international standard. It doesn't even meet local standard, how much more international standard. You can go to the next slide. So we'll just see a few pictures of what the current situation is, Because I overheard the minister trying to raise money for the development of, and then, but this is what we are proposing. Yes. Yes, so this is what we are proposing, and by the grace of God and by the help of all volunteers here, this is what you'll see in a few months. Yes. So as part of our own CSR, part of our own contribution, we'll kickstart the process, and we call on all well-meaning Nigerians, both government, both private sector, to join hands with us to achieve this beautiful edifice within the next few months in the current location. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My name remains Dr. Dan Akwaida. Thank you very much for your time.
No, you won't leave like that. So,
on behalf, now, I actually contributed to the Abuja Tourism Master Plan. What we had in that plan is this volunteering sector, volunteering persons, and you doing that. I'm glad to actually see the fruition of this volunteering. Because of what I've seen there, I think we will contribute 1 million. Thank you very much.
In fact, wait, we did not plan this today, but because it has started, I was trained by an Igbo woman that I'm married to, that anywhere 1 naira is involved, all the are very important. Please, Dr. Dan has shown us what we need in the next few months. And it is very expedient that if we are talking tourism, our office should represent tourism. Because it is the first point of call. So anybody that wants to come and support us will first of all say, let me see their office. If they come and see this kind of office, we then know what to come back. We then know what to come back. Please, we are going to do a fundraiser today for this building. We are going to do, in fact, can we do it immediately? As it is hot. As it is hot, as it is hot. In fact, in no particular order, office of the SGF. Mama, we want to build our tourism headquarters. This office. So from your office, everybody. Nisitanga publicly. Okay, in fact, I can interpret. Mama say we will hear from them. Can we start clapping? Office of the Secretary to the Federation say we will hear from them. Mama, you know who to hold. Okay, Alpha.
Yes, I'm here to represent the Honorable Minister of State and as a member of FCT Tourism Advisory Council. In fact, the day time I came to this office, they can testify to that this is too bad. This is not befitting the FCT Tourism FCT Tourism in Abuja. And because of this is one of the things I will report back to the Honorable Minister, that we need to do something. Thank you very much.
That's indirectly telling us that we might be surprised. The office of the Minister of State, FCT, can say, look, we'll write it off. Let's take it up.
Well, okay, so thank you so much for this. And this is our biggest joy as volunteers, as selfless, patriotic volunteers, because this is going to be our first project that the minister is going to inaugurate or flag off before our inauguration. So on behalf of the FCT Tourism Volunteers Network, Dr. Dan, I love you so much. You're my boss. You've been supporting us. This event was made possible between you and our guy there who will cut his cake. Thank you so much. And two of you have been supporting us. God bless you. So we will not wait for others to kickstart. Upland has said that they are moving to site immediately. So while Upland is moving to site to start the renovation, ITPM is also bringing 1 million naira. So while the project is ongoing, we want you to come and continue and be doing what we're doing, because when we are done with the whole renovation, we're going to have something that we're going to write the names of everybody that has contributed. So you see, volunteerism and patriotism is working in Nigeria. So this is what the office of the SGF is preaching under the NSVS. Because a lot of you don't know that patriotism is working in Nigeria. Nigerians are people who love their country. So one of the things that they are doing in this building, you can see this is the face of the building. Please go to the other side. This was designed by Upland. They designed everything by themselves. We didn't pay 1 naira. Go to the other. There's a place where they have. Go again. Go again. Okay, good. So every time that we come to the FCT Tourism Department, we see lots of youths and coppers loitering around. Most times I want to drink water. Would I drive out to go and buy bottled water? And Madam was like, why don't we have a small cafeteria there that we can have a small garden to sell things, so that when quality people like the ambassadors come there, they can see where to sit down and take things while waiting for Madam. So that's why we created this. You see? So this is why we created this. So while you are waiting to have meeting with our Madam where her level don't increase now, you go sit down there, they drink coffee and all those things. So volunteers, can you stand up? All volunteers in the house. All my volunteers in the house. I know my volunteers, so if you are not a volunteer, don't stand up. Don't come back. You see, these are our volunteers, and these are our volunteers. By the grace of God, I love you all, and I thank you, and I thank you, and I thank you. I love you. I promise you that we'll keep growing from grace to grace. God is going to keep sustaining and strengthening your businesses for doing this. Thank you all for coming, and we'll move to the next part of the event, which is the goodwill before the panel discussion.
See me over.
Thank you very much. A very big congratulations to all the FCT tourism volunteers. Thank you very much, the MD, Upland, and the National President. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to invite on stage Mr. Lee for the goodwill messages. A round of applause for him, please.
Hello, everybody. A very good afternoon to you all. So I'm the cultural counselor of the Chinese Embassy, and I'm also the director of the China Cultural Center in Nigeria. In the future, if you have a chance, you are always welcome to visit our cultural center. First, on behalf of the Chinese Embassy and the China Cultural Center, I warmly congratulate today's summit. It's really a wonderful event. I am so excited. I come here. I meet some old friends. I also make new friends, such as your team leader, Ambassador Phil Roberts. His song is so beautiful. The lyric is so beautiful. I was deeply moved by the song. So in the future, if we have big event, we want to invite you to present a song. And next, I want to say today's FCT Tourism Volunteer Summit really a catalyst for tourism development, for collaboration, for innovation. And our aim is to foster the culture of volunteerism. So that's our job. So finally, I know I want to save time. My speech always very short. So before ending, I want to say at a personal level, I can work as a volunteer free of charge to do promotion work for Abuja. Secondly, on the national level, I assure you, China is ready to stand and support. We want to work together with our joint efforts to make Nigeria one of the most beautiful tourism destinations in the world and make Abuja the best tourism destination in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nia, in case you do not understand what he said, very simple, short matter. He has donated himself as a volunteer for us, free of charge. Then say for Nigeria level, we and China will start speaking Ching Chong Ching. Is that not what you said, sir? He has supported us, so clap for China. And also, Fabulous and 40 has just supported the building with 200,000 naira. And say we are going somewhere. Hey, Mr. Steve, I see you. Abuja Body of Comedians as the Secretary General. Please rise up for recognition. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you. Those are my colleagues. Next now, okay, who are we calling us?
Please, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, made welcome with me Mrs. Bernice Ede, representing Senator Ned Nwoko for her goodwill messages. A round of applause for her, please. Mrs. Bernice Ede. You're welcome, ma'am.
Good afternoon. I stand on the existing protocol, please. Hope you can hear me. I just want to read the letter from my principal. He actually is a tourism ambassador himself. You know, this is a great initiative on tourism development and to be among individuals so deeply committed to the growth and sustainability of the tourism industry. Your dedication to fostering exploration, cultural exchange, and environmental stewardship is truly commendable. Continue to inspire innovation, collaboration, and responsible practices that not only promote tourism, but also preserves our world's diverse treasures for generations to come. While wishing you the best of the day that is today, and always, please accept the assurances of my highest regard. Senator Prince Ned Munio Woko. Thank you.
Madam, please. Senator Ned Nwoko is a philanthropist. And thank God he's now married to our younger sister in the community. That's Dr. Regina Daniels, who is also a senatress. She's also a senator. She's senatress. Please inform them that, please put that building. That building shouldn't leave the screen. That building should consistently be on the screen. Please, don't change it. That's our focal point. Please, ma, you saw that building, and you saw what people are doing. Tell distinguished senators separately, then tell distinguished senatress separately that we need that building to stand. And if I know senator, he can vex, say, why are they doing a small, low building? They should take it up. Do it like 4-story. We don't mind. Tourism house is tourism house. Please pass the information. Thank you. Let's clap for the distinguished senator, please. I know that information will reach. Thank you. That's our letter. Please. Now, ladies and gentlemen, philanthropy is one thing that you can never joke with. Volunteerism works like philanthropy. Because if you don't have, you cannot give. And sometimes you don't need to have to give. You give from the abundance of your heart. This next young man I want to call is a man we approached. In less than an hour of the approach, we got this venue for free. We got all the amenities for free. We got the garden to set up. In case you don't know, please, immediately after this, we have a panel. And after the panel, we have what they call the FCT, what do they call Area Council Tourism Investment Pitch and Expo. Every area council have their representative who is a champion of our tourism volunteers network. And they will come and start selling their area council to us today. So they have a pitch and expo that will happen after the panel. Don't be in a hurry to leave. We have everything here for you. And courtesy of this young man, we are so privileged to have this beautiful edifice to stay in. And he's here to just give us a good message. Otumba, I see you specially. I will recognize you specially. Because this is what you came with your full regalia. Ha! Ha! Fire on the mountain. And I know you are looking at that building with one eye. I know what you can do. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's invite our brother, Mr. Abiola, the CEO. Even I break my heart here, God go judge you now. See, as my heart just jump, at least I don't break something. You know, say I did for area where they shoot too much. Please let's invite Mr. Olajide Abiola, the CEO of Destination by Gidanka.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. So I'm going to be standing on existing protocols, and I'm going to be very, very brief. I consider it a very rare privilege to speak with distinguished and accomplished persons here from all walks of life. And first and foremost, I would also want to commend the organizers for putting this together. I'm a believer in this country and the promise of this country. And I always believe that the country has actually given me enough by virtue of even just serving in the Nigerian army. I'm a retired soldier, yes. Yeah. As in retired, not dismissed. I voluntarily discharged 2008, and after putting in approximately 13 years of service. So I discharged meritoriously. So, and I've always advocated for citizens to actually believe in the country. You know, a lot of people today, one of the major challenge of this country, people are quick to say, oh, it's the leadership, successive leadership, but I always see things differently. I always say it's the citizens. And my reason is not far-fetched. Every single day you log in, you come online, our headlines are dominated by negativities that do not actually reflect the far-reaching facts and realities on ground. And when people ask me, oh, why do you believe so much in Nigeria? Why do you believe so much in this country? I always also tell them that it's one of the few places you can actually succeed legitimately. And that is the fact. Legitimately. Our population, our endowment, is it natural endowment, the tourism potentials? I've looked at the African landscape, and I always keep saying it that Nigeria has the biggest or the largest endowment in terms of tourism potentials. But the communications the average Nigerians put out there is always dampening. You go on Facebook, you go online, you go outside this country, it's like there is an Olympics of those who can put down the country the most. No, really, it's like an Olympics. I tell people I travel to Kano, I travel to the northern part of the country. I have a factory in Kano. I have one of the most thriving factories in Kano. I produce, we're into manufacturing there, right there in Kano. And we started with finance. I just simply observed that there are a lot of opportunities within the hospitality space. And it might interest you to know that this destination is actually our 4th location in the city of Abuja. And you start small. I'm an advocate of starting small and scaling very fast. And like I always say, it's citizens through entrepreneurship and innovation that build a country. All of the things you see in developed so-called sinner climes were actually built by citizens and largely by the private sector. And there is no market that offers you double-digit growth like Nigeria and most African countries. Trust me. If If you go to Europe, if you go to many parts of Asia, you cannot have the kind of double-digit growth that corporate organizations actually have here. So I just want to encourage us to believe more in this country. I've always, at every given opportunity, I always share my optimism and my hopes for this country. There is a lot of liquidity in this country as well. If you go to the capital markets, I mean, they are sitting on trillions of nairas, waiting for entrepreneurs, innovators to actually come and access them. And many of us feel, oh, you have to be close to people in the corridors of power. You don't have to. I always use every platform to motivate, to inspire, and to tell you the truth as brutally as I can. When we opened this place, a lot of people ask, oh, who are they fronting for? Who are they fronting for? And we said, no, we are not fronting for anybody. You can go and check our antecedents. You can see where we actually started from finance to starting small, scaling fast, accessing the capital market, having development financial institutions approaching us. How can we partner? And I can tell you for a fact, in another location in the FCT, we're actually building the tallest building right now. We are 70% at completion. And we are building something very unique, co-locating services. What they do not have in Lagos, we're actually bringing it to Abuja here. And at the moment, we are 65% completed. And it's going to be a mecca of some sort for people. We've had all of our locations being used for filmmaking by the top. You must have seen many of the films as well in the cinema. When we opened this place, even without, a marketing team, we've been able to attract some of the best corporate organizations. When we opened here, within 30 days of opening, we hosted Facebook International. They hosted events here, and they also launched their staffs. So, I mean, without really spending so much on marketing. So let us use our speech, our communication, our message to market Nigeria as best as we can. Many of the perception people have of this country, outside this country, was shaped by citizens, not by the government. Whether it is in Malaysia, whether it's in South Africa, whether it is in Dubai, it is the behavior and the conduct of citizens that actually shaped the perception of this country, not the misdemeanor or the shortcomings of our government. So I likely believe that 10,000 elected officials and appointees cannot singularly determine the fate and the direction of this country. So I just want to encourage us to believe in the promise, translate the potentials of this country into real benefits for all. It is big. The economy, like I always still believe, the GDP size of this country is about 2 or 3 times the officially stated figure, because many of the activities are not still yet captured. Even particularly within the tourism sector, there are so many tourism activities that are happening informally. So if it is well organized, if it is well structured, the right partnerships are forged with state government, with local government, with the federal government. I'm telling you the fact, I do not believe that any country in this, on God's mother earth can actually compete with us when it comes to the potentials. So we are open for business. We are open to supporting this organization in whatsoever ways we can support and we can come in. And I'll also speak with foreign persons present here that Nigeria is ripe for tourism. Nigeria is ripe for visitation. But I'm telling the indigenous practitioners here that, you do not need to look to the east, to the west, to the south. That the resources and the opportunities to actually build this country is here with us. We just need to believe, we need to be consistent, and we need to have that will and that grit. And a lot of things are going to happen. Thank you very much for having me.
When you see a passionate Nigerian, you will know. Only by their speaking, thou shalt know. We have the same passion, sir. Can we work together, sir? Please, sir. You retired from the military after 30 years. That must be what rank, sir? Private. no IKEA, and you build this. Father Lord, empower me to connect to this man to build something like this. Those in favor say aye. The ayes have it. All right, rush very quickly, please. We have in our midst the country representative of the African Tourism Board, Ambassador Choma. Oga Abiola, did you see this building? Did you? Okay. Me and you will see in private. Oh! Because if you can build this thing from the scratch, I wonder what you cannot do here. What Abiola cannot do does not exist. We also have the FCT coordinator, Nigeria Association of Tour Operators, Ambassador Choma Ajun, and you're welcome, ma. Also in our midst, we have the representing the Sabia Ambassador and the President of Nigeria Belgrade Sabia Chambers of Commerce, Prince Dr. Temitokpe Olaoye Gold. So you're most welcome. We have, I did introduce him before, Mr. Ani Mohammed of Ramzim Group, Dubai, and representing the Morocco ambassador, we have Mohammed Nureldin, Azizi Development, Dubai, representing the Sheikh of Dubai. Hey, our building don't complete. And also not forgetting my brother Otumba himself. He is the chairman of food. In fact, food. He's the chairman of food, everything food. He's the Otumba Akile Orile of Igbon. That's Otumba Adisa Tobi Fagbohonda. You're most welcome. All right, without much ado, we just go straight to, we just take a few more goodwill messages and then we'll go straight to the panel. So I'm just taking like 2 or 3 and then we're done. Let me invite the representative of the Sheikh of Dubai. Because now Dubai money, they smell. Good smell. Please, let's invite Mohammed Nuruddin Azizi, please, to please come and speak to us, please. Let's clap for him, please. Immediately after that, Mr. Ani Mohammed will speak on behalf of the Moroccan ambassador, and then we're good to go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nuruddin. I'm a sales director in Aziz Development in Dubai. The partner of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum is the Royal of Dubai. We are pleased to be here to invite all of you to come to Dubai for the investment in Dubai. Actually, this is the first time for me to come to Nigeria. I'm so surprised with all the people. It's a great opportunity to meet all of you. I met some of the businessmen from Nigeria in Dubai. They are very active people. They try to bring Nigeria to Dubai, and we try to bring Dubai to Nigeria. So we have to communicate to each other to move for the future 2030, which is bring a lot of opportunity to cooperate between the government or for each country. So there is a lot of opportunity in Dubai. Dubai is the motherland of dreams, and you can bring all your dreams over there to come true. Dubai, it's a totally smart system for everything. From A to Z, the life there, it's very easy to make investment, to build your future over there. And also there is a good chance to build your future with us in around 8 countries around the world. Europe, USA, England. So it's a good opportunity to work with us in our platform. Azizi Development, it's one of the biggest developers in Dubai. Is moving well, and we have more than 250 projects in Dubai, which is in the very, very, very good location. Thank you for all of you, and I would like to see all of you in Dubai and I'm sure we'll bring Dubai to here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I've been informed that the representative of the ambassador is a no, sir. Just hold on. I heard that you are a panelist in this event, so we just want you to speak from the point of a panelist. But while that is going on, let me most respectfully a correction. I need to recognize the FCT coordinator of the Nigeria Association of Tour Operators. The name we're joined together. I call her name. Go give her somebody papa name. They nearly crucify me. Mrs. Peace Iyari, please. So please, apologies. I repent. I repent. And also, I saw my big brother, a colleague. In fact, you people don't know I'm a man of many parts. I'm a comedian, a musician, an actor, a volunteer, husband of one wife, father of many children, some biological, some non-biological, some I know, some I don't know. I've told everybody, if peradventure I had anything with you, bring my picking now. He's a very big thespian, one of Nigeria's biggest movie actor, director, producer. In fact, he's a tourism expert because they export everything Nigerian culture to the world. Mr. Said Balogun, you're most welcome, sir. Good to have you in our midst. Good to have you. So good to have you. You can see that tourism is going places. We don't need to talk. They come. As the year they show. God bless you, sir, for coming. So without much ado, Simi, can we set up the panel now? Let's have our panelists as they come quickly, then we'll run through it as quickly as we can. Yes, yeah.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the panel discussion, please permit me to invite on stage Mr. Mohammed Mirani of Ramsey Group Dubai. Mr. Mohammed Mirani, you're highly welcome. We'll be doing justice to what tourism is all about here. And also, I'd love to invite Dr. Daniel Akpaida, FIMC, the CEO of Upland Investment. A round of applause for him, please. If you don't celebrate him, the building will not be fast. So celebrate him the more, please. We need the construction very fast. Thank you very much. I also love to invite on stage Mr. Derwad Kruka, General Manager, Envoy Hotel. Mr. Derwad Kruka, a round of applause for him, please. And also Dr. Ibrahim Goni, the Conservator General of the National Park Service. Dr. Ibrahim Goni. Dr. highly represented. You're highly welcome, ma'am. Also, I'd love to call on Chief Abiodu Odusowo, National President, Institute for Tourism Professionals, highly represented here, please. A round of applause for him. And I would love to call the team lead to come moderate the panel discussion, please. A round of applause for Ambassador Fuse Robert.
Okay, thanks so much. Please, can we get one more wireless mic? Is that one working?
Hello.
Okay, good. Thanks so much for being part of this program. So we'll just move in the speed of light. For the panel, we're going to be speaking on exploring tourism potentials through volunteerism for social and economic development. Okay, so Mr. Dewa Kroga, I've known you for a couple of time and I've seen what you've been doing with respect to promoting tourism and supporting tourism affiliated projects and how you've been promoting tourism projects. So I wanted you to share your experience with us and what tourism has been like for you in Nigeria, but we're looking at the potentials of tourism, how it can be a major
form of investment here in the city of Abuja. Thank you so much.
Testing, testing, yes. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Thank you for the opportunity. Thanks for being here. My name is Devil Kruger. I'm from the Envoy Hotel and from a group, Silk Road Hospitality. After COVID, we had to look and see what is happening to the tourist environment and where's the money going to, where's the tourists coming from, and we started our own group called Silk Road Hospitality. And in 2 years' time, we have 5 hotels running. And we are promoting excellence. And to move ahead and to attract attention, you must excel in excellence. Tourism is a very a competitive industry. People have a lot of money, and you must give them a reason to come to your hotel or even your country and to your tourist attractions. Why would a person come to Nigeria if he can go to Asia or China or Morocco or any of these exotic destinations? Only if you excel in excellence. You must know a tourist leaves his guards behind. He trusts you to take care of him. He wants to relax. He doesn't want to lock the door. He wants to eat new food, but also a bit of his own food. He wants to go to the streets, to the markets, to the restaurants, and enjoy himself. So their infrastructure is very important. And for that, security of that is also very important. And we don't play around with that. Our guests' lives and our staff lives cannot be replaced. So we only go for internationally accredited security companies. And fortunately, United Nations or embassies require that type of security. So therefore, that is why we not take it lightly, our guest security. I think Nigeria is really in the starting stages of tourism. You say you have dams, you have beautiful fountains, you have mountains, but Niagara Falls attracts 20 million tourists a year. I think Nigeria's best tourist event, the Carnival in Calabar, how many people does that attract? Any idea? They say maybe 2 million. Is it true? Is it possible? Calabar Carnival, how many people do that attract? I read about 2 million. That is fantastic. But we need more than that. The Durbar in Kanu should treat equally amount of people. You have a lovely Yankara Nature Reserve. How many people do they attract? Any idea? They say they hope to attract 50,000 for next year. Is it enough? It's not close enough. How big is Yankara? It's the biggest, eh? It's about 2,000 square meters. How big is the Serengeti? That's about 15,000 square meters. How big is the Kruger National Park? That is 20,000 meters. So in terms of scale, I'm telling you, you've not begun. You must think about it. That is the competition on an international level. And that is where you have to hit it. We are not even talking about the Chinese market. Their figures are off the graft. They are on the 50 million. So imagine you create something that you can attract those people here to Nigeria. The GDP of Nigeria on tourism is around 7%, which is not too bad. I'm from South Africa, and there we take tourism very seriously. There we have about also 7% of GDP. It went down to about 3% with COVID, and that devastated tourism in South Africa. They bank too much on leisure tourism and not too more on business tourism. So the leisure market is very sensitive. Is there threat in the company? Is there disaster in the company, your tourism dries up on the leisure field. Then your business tourism must still be good enough to support your hospitality, transport and infrastructure business to sustain yourself. So it's a complex thing, and tourism is a very integrated business. So it's sensitive, be careful with it, and it's fun, it's enjoyable. Please support it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Speaking with the representative of Conservator General, which is in charge of the national park. So the vision of the FCT Tourism Volunteers Network is to create an FCT that promotes development through tourism as a major socio-economic project to generate direct investment for both local and foreign to spread the dividends of tourism to both the private sector and the public individuals to become the major major tool for employment. Now looking at our vision and what the national park do, we are volunteers under the Tourism Volunteers Network, and the team and the sub-team which you guys are speaking on is exploring tourism potentials through volunteerism for socio-economic benefits. How can we marry our vision and the objective of the National Park Service?
Thank you very much. I am Mrs. Vivian Wosu, representing the Conservator General of National Park Service. The National Park Service, you all know, is an area that is protected by law. And the National Park, we have them 7 presently in the country. We also operate tourism, and the kind of tourism we operate there is ecological tourism. People that come that want to see natural environment, the natural things that have not been altered. So we in National Park, we have the mandate to protect this natural environment, natural resources, fauna, flora, archaeological sites in all the parks. The headquarters here we have is the administrative headquarters, although we have a mini park here, a small mini park with some friendly animals. So we protect these resources so that the tourists, you the volunteers, it's now your work to help us market these parks. Tell the world this is what we have. We have 7 national parks, and they are they are rich in both fauna and flora resources, archaeological sites, mountains, rivers. So these places are places where nature would love to visit. So we, on our own side, we make sure we protect these resources so that they will always be there for the future generation. So my Conservator General is not here, but he also said I should also point out to you that we, at the National Park Service, we are also open for collaboration in areas of marketing, publicity, for the world to know that yes, Nigeria is endowed with national parks that are rich in biodiversity.
Thank you. Okay, thanks so much. Just to also let you know that as volunteers, we don't have any job again. Our job is to promote tourism in Nigeria. Please help us welcome the Mandate Secretary Area Council Services here in the FCT, Honorable Beatrice Lawrence. Please put your hands together for him to present the live. Welcome. Capacity men everywhere today. Okay, for ITPN, the mission of the FCT Tourism Volunteers Network is to galvanize youths to be patriotic and actively take a stand in promoting all tourist attractions in our dear FCT, to support the FCT administration in tourism education, increase our GDP through tourism and development to build the nation that we desire for our children. Now, looking at your institute and an institute that promotes tourism, we've just had a partnership certificate with you today that has been delivered. Your national president has been supporting us on different grounds. Now, going forward, these are volunteers who have been working on their own in different skills. I'm a mechanical engineer, but I won't tell you I've done anything with mechanical engineering since I graduated. It's entertainment that has taken me all around the world. And I've left mechanical engineering small. But if I see somewhere where I go use hustle, I go enter again. So for people like us and other volunteers that are here that want to gain more knowledge on how we can help make tourism in FCT bigger in a more packaged and more intellectual way. What is the best way that ITP can use in building this partnership? Is it to give all of us under the FCT Tourism Network scholarship, or how do you do it?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ijoma Bennett, and I'm here sitting in for my principal, Chief Abiodun Odusonwo. And with respect to the Institute of Tourism Professionals of Nigeria, we are an institution that's been accredited since 2014. Well, and what we do, what we have prided ourselves in executing is that on a quarterly basis, we are churning out experts. We're churning out educationally informed individuals that measure up to world-class standards with regards to understanding how to execute hospitality. You know, basically one other thing we need to attract tourism is having capable hands that are able to welcome these individuals in the aviation sector, individuals in the hospitality sector, individuals in the parks, and also the recreation centers. What ITPN does is basically to accredit you. So you go through, hello? Okay, you go through various trainings, capacity trainings, and apart from just having the capacity trainings, you also have study tours that we engage into, where where you travel, and during your travels, locally and abroad, you are made aware of various aspects of our Nigerian heritage and culture. Armed not only with the educational accreditation, you're also armed with vital information about these various cultural centers and heritages. So you are able, when we have tourists coming in, to be able to inform them legally and correctly about how wealthy and rich our nation is. Now, if we do not have that, if you're not accredited, you may not be able to understand internationally accepted methods of executing hospitality. It's not an expensive venture to undertake. It's not expensive at all. You come over to the ITPN office in Obiaja Crescent, and it's just a 2 or 3 week, depending on the particular course you're taking, course that you undertake. And with that, you can also, as I said earlier on, engage in our study tour for more information.
Yeah.
That's basically how we are going to assist with the volunteering aspect.
Thank you. Are you going to be supporting us at a level of scholarship, or at 90% scholarship or 80% scholarship? Or you don't have the capacity to speak? I wish your guy was here. I don't know.
Chief will be the one to give some exposition on
Thank
that.
you. So let me not put your job in problem. Okay, thank you so much for Dr. Dan of Upland. Now, for the FCT Tourism Volunteers Network, our strategies include identification of tourism potentials in the FCT, build partnership with relevant stakeholders and organizations, programs development, conference, seminars, roundtable discussions, exhibitions, and tour on tourism education. Then lastly is media engagement. You have worked with us from the private sector, where all the FCT Tourism Volunteers Network is designed to be a PPP thing. Now, going forward, look at what you've done today. You have been inspired to see how you can inspire people to come build this kind of worthy edifice for the FCT Tourism Department. Now, what would be your best strategy to encourage others who are watching to see how they can come join you? Because people like you are on the ambassador level of the FCT Tourism Volunteers Network. And don't forget, we have the FCT Tourism Volunteers Network, then which is the entry point. The second one is the ambassador level, which you grow into it. And the last one, where we have a lot of people, is at the Area Council Tourism Development Champions. How can you help us market this product for the FCT Tourism Volunteers, Tourism Ambassadors, to other ambassadors that will join, so that we can have a proper PPP to tie the relationship? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. My name, once again, is Dr. Dan Akpaida. I'm CEO of Upland Property Development Company. Okay, I'm a tourist, number one, I must confess. You know, I love tourism in every sense of it. As a matter of fact, about in October, late October, I just came back from a 2 weeks trip to vacation to Europe. And even though we know what the dollar and the euro, everything is saying right now, you know, so it was a very expensive trip. But that's what tourism does. It gets you to empower and put money in the hands of the locals, right? So everybody there, the name it, the people selling water, the people selling drinks, people selling food, people in hospitality, hotels. I mean, at a point, I couldn't even find a hotel to stay, even with my money, even though it was very expensive. You know, the least you could find, because one of the places I visited was Rome, in Italy. The least I could find at the point was about 150 euro, which is maybe close to about 200,000 naira per night. I couldn't even get one because everywhere was preoccupied. You have to book ahead, right? So what it does for everybody is a win-win situation for everybody, especially the locals and the investors and those that must have put money in the system one way or the other. At the point, they were even trying to canvass some of us to start investing in Airbnb in Rome because you're going to be making a lot of money if you can own a property there. So the same thing applies here. And it's a very good thing that it's at the virgin level here. Even though there have been a lot of, it's not really virgin, but if we're going to really measure up to international standards, then like he has said, we need to start doing things differently and understand the professional side of this thing. You know, also as my co-panelist has said, the GM, that look, there's a standard expected. Those tourists entrust their lives in our hands when they come here. So it is important we are friendly to them. It's important we meet them at the point of their needs. It's important we help them. So doing, you do those things not for free. You do those things in exchange for money. So even to the local area councils and those sites that we have there, trust me, like some of the ones I showed in the picture of those resettlement huts, which we have literally everywhere. Tourists will pay money to see those resettlement huts, to even shake hands with the settlers there and have a conversation with them if possible, or probably even dance with them. And they will give you $100, they'll give you $200, and so on and so forth. You know, so it is very important that we see the possibility of we even enriching ourselves, because I know money is the backbone of everybody's interest at the end of the day. You know, so there's a lot of money to be made for those that are really concerned about money, for the investors. You know, those of us that have some capital somewhere, this is one area you can invest in. A lot of the properties we see today that are literally empty, I'm in the property sector, so a lot of those properties, you find out that tourists will come and beg you to occupy them. A lot of us would give out a room out of our 3-bedroom flats to tourists and make some money. You know, at some point, you know, I had to even do that in Europe, right? Because I couldn't even find where to stay, even with my money. So is that interesting? Is that whatever field of endeavor we're engaged in, whatever business we're engaged in, the more we invest in tourism in this country, or in the FCT specifically, the more we get to generate revenue for the state and for ourselves as well, in so many different ways. So I will call on everybody who is seeing the light, who is saying that tourism is the future in the FCT, you know, of FCT, to join hands together, support. Trust me, nobody's being paid for what we're doing. Rather, we're spending money on what we're doing because we believe in this cause, because it's part of our own social corporate responsibility back to the society, you know, and if it's just the effort you can give, even if you don't have money. We talked about marketing, right? If it's just the marketing of some of these national parks and these sites and this tourism destination, then you know that at your own level you've contributed your own quota, you know, to the development of tourism. And in due time, it's going to benefit everybody and pay us off all. Oh. That I know. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Dr. Dan. Okay, Mr. Mohammed. Yes. Yeah. Mr. Mohammed Mrari, the Ramsey Group.
Yes,
Dubai.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I know you held a real estate roundtable yesterday.
Yes, correct. We have, let me introduce, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mrari Mohammed. I'm representing the Ramsey Group in Dubai. It's a conglomerate, company. We have 5 companies, a real estate travel agency, and business setup, and plus, okay. So we thank you for inviting us for this venue. It's very important. I was very impressed. I'm gonna share with you one thing because it's related with the tourism. This is my first time in Abuja in Nigeria. I hope it will not be the last time. Okay, inshallah. So the first thing I was impressed when the aircraft landed at the airport, the hospitality of the people. People are hospitable, friendly, and helpful, which is part of tourism, which reflects the culture of tourism. The impression I got it from the airport until I reach from check-in until I will check out, then I will fly back to Dubai. So I will keep a good memories about Nigeria.
That's it.
Okay? So when I saw the volunteerism about tourism, and I was thinking, deeply, what happened in our country, because Morocco is one of the top destinations in, in Africa. Okay, we say now Morocco will host the World Cup 2030. Okay, so there is a challenges for Moroccan government. It's, we're gonna receive 16 million people. Now, 6 years left to host and to welcome those people. So imagine you're gonna welcome people. What is your target? What you gonna do? Corporate tourism, ecotourism. We're gonna develop business tourism, culture tourism, and leisure tourism. But before you decide, you need to prepare the infrastructure, human capital. You need to train. How are we going to train those people? Through the National Institute for Tourism Studies. What is the hospitality industry? What is the history of the hospitality? What is the airline? Is linked. Or the flight. It's interconnected. Interconnected. So, this venue is a big proof that the vision, you already established the vision for the future to how to develop the tourism in Nigeria. And we are not going to represent Abuja. When we say Abuja, we say Nigeria. Yeah, all right? So, I'm going to share with you what's happened in Morocco, for the historical monuments, we renovated, and the Ministry of Tourism allocated amount for renovation for this. Why? Because when the tourists will come to discover the history of the country, okay, because it has, some historical monuments dated 12 centuries recognized by UNESCO heritage, so we need to preserve it. So from this, some museums, they pay some fee. So this revenue, it will contribute to GDP, gross domestic product, to the creation of job. When you construct a hotel, just an example, not the capacity 80 rooms, you need a plumber, you need a receptionist, you need a waiter. How many jobs will be created? You need a driver, the customer or the passenger to the hotel. It's interconnected. It's a chain of development. So it's a good initiative. Let's work, let's flourish it, let's work it, let's cultivate it, like we are cultivating the land so we can give the crops later on. But not have it short period. We need to have a patience, determination, vision, and hard work and commitment. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much. Lastly, I want to move the last 1 minute from your side to here. What is the best partnership you think that the FCT Tourism Volunteers Network, because we're looking at the diaspora part of the network, a lot of people are calling from different parts of Nigeria and also in diaspora, looking at partnership, and so we just gave out some partnership certificate today. So what is the best part of partnership the network can have with your country?
Okay, so there is plenty of things. You can have a partnership with the Ministry of Tourism. You can have a partnership with the National Institute for Tourism, which recognized by the Ministry of Tourism, exchange programs with the students. to discover what's going on, the culture. So they will learn about cross culture. They will not have this cross culture or antagonism or sociology, not rejection of any foreign culture. We need to inculcate that this culture at early age through this exchange program. So they will bring new ideas implemented in Nigeria.
Okay,
It's
thank you
worked.
so much.
Why not? It will not work in Nigeria.
So thanks so much. So we'll work it out with you and see how we can have
Yes,
this. Program.
yes, we
Okay,
are
thanks
here.
so
We
much.
are
So
here for it.
volunteers, we are
Thank
going
you.
to Dubai. He has said it. Okay, Dr. Dan, your last word for tourism investment potentials in FCT. 1 minute.
Okay, so like we have showcased, like I also said, the charity begins at home, basically, because the office is the first point of call when the stories come. Sometimes, to understand, there's a lot that can be arranged there. We saw the sit-out lounge there. A lot can be arranged there. Maybe meetings, maybe plan your tourist, program and all those things. So I just want to encourage everybody in whatever way you can support that vision to come through. You can work with the volunteers or the team lead or the department, and then of course we would all work together. And let's ensure that we see it as something, especially for Abuja residents, to see that we work together to welcome these people. It will do us all good on the long run, both on the short and the long run. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And our vision, we stand on 3 pillars of development. 1, education, advocacy, and promotion. So in your view, from your organization, how can you support us to promote from your side? 1 minute.
Okay, one of the pivotal engagements or activities that we undertake on a yearly basis is the National Tourism Summit, where it serves as a melting pot for investors and other tourism principalities in the government, locally and international, to meet, exchange ideas, right, and then look for ways forward to improve the state of tourism in our nation, Nigeria. So what the summit and expo is one other platform that I believe that we should engage in. Well, as volunteers, when we come in there, it's also an interactive session where you can meet others and get awareness. You can meet individuals both locally, international, and also government agencies. So it is going to be a platform for us in the volunteer aspect to come on.
Okay, thank you. So, National Park, you talked about marketing and you talk about a partnership. What is the best way going forward that we can start with you today as volunteers?
Thank you very much. It's always a shameful thing when we talk about national park, especially when you are outside on the street. They'll be asking you, national park, is it motor park, is it this? So, honestly, we don't have that publicity. There's no awareness about national park, even the headquarters here in Abuja. So, I believe that with the help of the volunteers, this aspect of marketing and publicity, let us start with the headquarters before we now go down to the other parks. So let the people in Abuja know that there is the national park in Abuja where they can see some different species of fauna and flora resources. Then from there now, we can now tell them more about the other parks in the country. So that by the time we go out and say, oh, I want to go to national park, they will not ask you, is it Jabi Park? Is it Nyanya Park? So we want that awareness first in FCT for people to know that we exist. There is a national park in the country, or there are national parks in Nigeria.
How soon can you guys book a courtesy visit for us to come?
My CG is open. Once it has to do with publicity, letting people know about us, you can come tomorrow.
Okay, thanks so much.
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Gwen, you talked about tourism investment promotions in Nigeria. For the Volunteers Network, I know you've done so much, and I've had meetings with you also in your office, and you love Nigeria and all of that. What is the best level of partnership you think this Volunteers Network can build with you and your organization?
Austerity it is not a quick fix, quick money business. In terms of investment, it's got a long term of payoff. So that is a problem. Lots of owners think you build a hotel in 1 year, you want to have it paid off. So that is not good. You will cut on standards, you will not spend on maintenance, and you will underpay the staff. So that is a bad sign. So that is a tough and difficult thing, and there in that is no real space for volunteerism. It's hard work, it's merit, and such. So that is a problem. But I think in terms of the broader spectrum of tourism, everybody here in your family should practice tourism where you are. Elements of tourism is clean your environment, stop polluting, stop throwing bottles in the water, stop misbehaving. People want to come and visit you, and that is not things that they want to see. So it's all on us. We should really step up and then shine in your excellence. They will only come to you if you shine in your excellence. Make sure your park is excellent, your hotel is excellent, your restaurant is excellent, and that should be your payoff.
So much. Please, want to make work on the director for a photo shoot with so much. Want to have a photo section with you guys. Honorable Lawrence Gariki want to have a photo section with them. The PAMSEC from the SGF office want to have a photo shoot. Arts Gallery, please come. The representative of Indonesia ambassador. Yeah, let's have a photo shoot. Honorable Lawrence Otumba, please join us. Our Director of Tourism. After now, we are making welcome the mandate secretary. We want to make welcome the chiefs too, from the various area council to join in this photo section. Yeah, they came all the way. Yeah, the representative of the FCT minister joined for this photo section. No, he can join, the Moroccan representative. And the president of the chamber of Serbian, please join. Okay. Immediately after this photo shot, we're handing the mic over to Honorable Lawrence Gariki to speak on area council tourism investment opportunities. And after that, we're going for a tea break, and we'll move into the B2B. Can a representative of the various tourism organizations just join this speak? Let's be fast. Is Eftan here? Once you're done with the shot, let's know so that Honorable Lawrence Gariki takes over the section. Then we'll go for our tea break. After which we'll come back for the business of the day, which is the B2B. And we have an exhibition site downstairs by the Nigerian Arts Gallery. And all the investors that are here. Of course, our friends from Dubai and Morocco came with their stuff, and I'm sure they would love to do business with us in Nigeria. They're interested in the B2B part of this event, so that's why. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you. Over to you, Honorable Lawrence Gariki, the Mandate Secretary, Area Council Services.
Wow, we bless God. Good afternoon. I've not gotten the protocol yet, but good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Royal fathers are here present, the representative of the Honorable Minister, Director, our passionate volunteers, and my mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters are here present, and also the media. My name is Beatrice Lawrence Gariki. I'm Mandate Secretary, we call them Commissioner in State. I'm Mandate Secretary, FCT Area Council Service Secretariat. I also want to say it here profoundly. I'm an original inhabitant of FCT, and I'm from Gariki community under Gariki Chiefdom. I have mentioned that intentionally because of the topic that we're actually
discussing. I'm not trying to let you know that I'm your landlord here. I'm just trying to let you know that I'm an original inhabitant. Ideally, I'm the son of the soil. So seeing me alone is already a tourism future. Am I right? I am told that the original inhabitants don't keep dreadlocks. Well, you've seen one. We do have dreadlocks. We're also humans. And so quickly, I really want to say that my sincere apologies for not making it here on time. I had prioritized this activity to be here, but quite unfortunately, yesterday we had an incident with some protesters, and today we had some other group that did a counter-protest. And the Honorable Minister deemed it fit that I speak to them. So that happened to shift my schedule a bit. And immediately after that, we had just we had to go immediately to commission the resurfacing of the phase 2 project, which is the Asokoro AYA road. So we also had to be present there. So myself, the Mandate Secretary, SDS, and also Agric were supposed to be here. But we also had commissioning of the Padama in Gwagwalada. So what we did was to just split ourselves. And why they said I should go because it's the natives there, I'm like, no, there's an investment opportunity here to share. So I had to say I'm the best person that should come to this event. So they should go the other one in Gwagwalada. So their sincere apologies. I'm apologizing on their behalf for not being here, and I'm also apologizing for being late. I must tell you that FCT is the heart of Africa. FCT is the heart of Africa. My community, to be precise, is actually the Hobbit of Africa. And you might want to know why am I saying that and why am I so sure. I'll tell you simply because you cannot talk about the word or tourism today without talking about Africa. And you don't talk about Africa without talking about Nigeria. And there's no way you're going to talk about Nigeria without talking about the Federal Capital Territory. And you can't talk about the Federal Capital Territory without mentioning Abuja Municipal Area Council. And you can't mention Abuja Municipal Area Council without talking about Gariki. And to be precise, Gariki Village. Reason because we're in a very strategic position. So what you people call your city today is my village. I don't know if that sends a message. What you call your city is my village. And the movement of the federal capital from Lagos to Abuja brought myself and my forefathers two factors. The first factor is unprecedented opportunities. I'm trying to tell you the positioning of FCT. Unprecedented opportunity. Why I say unprecedented opportunity is that you can look left, right, you can see literally every civilization of the world that is present here. Am I right? There is no civilization in the world that doesn't have a base in Abuja. I can see the ambassador, we can see some of our foreign friends. There are other communities and villages you go to, you don't see that. But by the fact that the Federal Capital Territory is domiciled here, we have unprecedented opportunities. And what I mean is that whatever happens in FCT is probably 2 calls away from the most powerful nation in the world. It means anything that happens in Abuja is literally 2 to 3 calls away to the most powerful person in the world. You want to know how that works? By virtue of my position, I'm the youngest commissioner in the country. But by my position, I have a direct access to the Honorable Minister of FCT. Am I right? And what it means is that whatever happens in the nooks and crannies in the 858 communities of FCT that are spread across 6 area councils, if I give that piece of information to the Honorable Minister, what it means that the Honorable Minister can speak to who? The President. Am I right? And the President of Nigeria, being the most powerful nation in Africa, giant of Africa, has a direct access to the President of the United States of America. How many calls? 3 calls. So that is what? An unprecedented opportunity by virtue of the location of FCT. But at the same time, just right next to that opportunity also presents what we call keen competition. Keen competition in the sense that an opportunity rise up in FCT. We find ourselves competing with literally the best of the best in the world. It means we have a job opening, a tourist opportunity or something, whatever you want to call it. Nobody is going to leave you alone. They are going to compete with you. Reason because not just that we have representation of other nations in FCT, we also have representation of the 36 states in FCT. And you know it. Those who live wherever they are to come to the federal capital are probably what? The best of the best. The diplomats. They're the best of the best from where? From wherever they are coming from. It is only those who have master's business and have grown larger than their environment that decide to move out. We're talking about an investor here. He has mastered, he has probably harnessed most of the opportunities from wherever he's coming from before he decides to move. So that is what we're having. So we have unprecedented opportunity and keen competition. So now, to share more light on some of this opportunity as related to the topic that we are actually talking about. FCT has, or the original inhabitants, which is those that domicile in the 850 community, are the most welcoming and loving people in the whole of sub-Saharan Africa. I will tell you, I am Gbagi by tribe. My people are the most traveled people in the whole of North. And my people, because of our peaceful nature, we've never fought a war. So as a result of that, we do not have our own caliphate. So it's always about, because of we love the peace we enjoy. So whenever a fight is pushed forward to us, we'll rather move out and so that peace will reign. But I'm not saying those were my forefathers, not the people now. You push me now, I'll push you. We're the most accommodating people in the whole of sub-Saharan Africa. And which is why it wasn't a mistake to have the federal capital to be domiciled here. For some of you who have been in Abuja even before I come, you would understand that how forefathers gave you lands. They will pick a stone and throw it. Wherever it stops, they say, take. Right? These are the stories. I am very much aware that the National Assembly that we currently sit in was given by my forefathers for 25,000 naira. And this is what my people have done for nation building. Now, you're very much aware that tourists would not travel to any area that there is war, conflict. So I'm trying to tell you that FCT is the best location and the best place that tourists can actually come to. Not just because of we have 9 indigenous tribes. I don't know if you are aware. We have 9 indigenous tribes in FCT. The Gbagi, Gede, Bari, Gwandara, Koro, Igbira, Ghana Ghana, and Amoama. We are 9. Basa, thank you for correcting. 9 indigenous tribes. We have peacefully coexisted and welcomed everybody, which is why the federal capital has been sitting here and you've been seeing that federal capital is rated as one of the fastest rising capital in the world. It is because of the peace my people, or the people of FCT, give and how welcoming we are. I'd actually put down a couple notes, but I'm actually deviating because there are lots I want to say, and just that time I know obviously that much. So I'm just moving with the flow, and I hope I don't miss certain point. So just to get back to my note. As the vibrant and rapid development capital of Nigeria, the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja, of Nigeria, holds immense potentials for tourism growth. However, alongside its economic promises, the FCT also faces challenges in terms of social and economic development, requiring innovative solutions. I am here to share a few exciting prospects of volunteer tourism as a powerful tool to address these challenges while simultaneously propelling Abuja's tourism industry to a new height. Volunteerism defines the act of giving one's time and skill to help others without financial reward, has long been recognized as a powerful force for social and economic development. By leveraging the passion and dedication of volunteers, communities can achieve remarkable progress in areas such as 1. Community infrastructure and development. Of course, I'm speaking not just from the angle that I'm also part of the government now, but I want to let you know that there are a lot of things the government wish to do or intend to do, but sometimes are unable to. And that is because of lack of funding, capital, and also manpower. And what I want to say today is that tourist volunteerism is also a powerful tool that can actually assist, because a huge part of the cost that relates to community infrastructure and development is largely dependent on the manpower. But if we can leverage on volunteerism tourism as a tool, it can actually help not just the government, but also the communities as well in terms of infrastructural development. Another aspect is education and skill development. Volunteers can provide invaluable support in teaching, mentoring, and equipping local communities with the knowledge and skills needed for self-reliance. Now I'll give you a clear example. The original inhabitants were mountainous people and predominantly farmers. I'm talking about FCT. When I say original inhabitants, I'm talking about the locals, which is myself, right? So forget the English. I'm also an original inhabitant. A huge part of what we learned was not because we could afford the fees to go to school. It was some of these people we had welcomed and accommodated that were so interested in our culture. They came for exploration, for tourism purposes and all that. So when they saw that we didn't now have clothes, we couldn't speak English, we couldn't communicate, so it was a barrier. And for them to explore and make the most of their visit, in exchange to all that, they had to figure out how to interact with us. And communication was a big factor. So some of them had to start teaching us how to read and write. And they did that at zero cost. which is actually what volunteerism is. So most tourism. So then they come and they see us with what we call bante. We're very Adamic, so we wear something like that. So our bottoms are out. I see him laughing. You need to see me on that as well. So the volunteerism will be good. It's a very powerful tool for education and skills development. Also, environmental conservation. Volunteers can play a vital role in protecting the environment, engaging in activities like tree planting, forestation, waste management, and also sustainable resource use. Volunteerism can also be a powerful tool for cultural heritage preservation. Yes, this is a part I want to hint on. Before my appointment by the president, I own an organization called Atachi, or I run an organization called Atachi. Atachi is a baggy word. What Atachi means is that any stimuli that is prompted by memories of what used to be creates a vision of what could be and puts one in euphoria. It's more like nostalgia. So I created it because I saw in a report at some point that over 6 million cultures have gone to extinction. And the fact that I am a native of FCT and there's very little of the trace of my culture that you can see now. So I decided to take that altruistic effort to try to preserve my culture. And we did that through the umbrella of Atachi. So what we did was recognize first what we wanted to achieve is what was the culture like before the movement of the Federal Capital Territory. What is it like as it is right now? And what do we hope that it becomes? So there was a lot of fight. Because I said that we are not going to remain as an Adamic culture. We also need to evolve. Because it's expected. Culture and tradition, of course, they have a very thin line. They're very similar. And I said that those who lived before me, we refer to them as what now? Ancestors, right? Now, when a lot of people were fighting, like, we're altering the culture, we're doing that. I'm like, no. That's not what we're doing. The essence of culture is to document it, but doesn't mean it shouldn't evolve. And I said, if those who were here before us were referred to as ancestors, 100 years from now, what would I be referred to as? As an ancestor. So if they had the right to evolve and alter certain things, I also have right to evolve and alter certain things. And I had to tell them that new cultures has been created over time. Hip-hop now is now also a culture. And I also shed this light in my argument with some of the professors. You know, when you want to do something new, the first people you fight are those who are the gatekeepers. You know, those who say, this is how it has always been. This is how it must be. And I said, no. Culture transition, of course. This could be peer pressure of those who are dead. We also have right to be able to evolve in it. And I said, if you want us to stay where we are, why? You want us, as I come into this event, I should still wear bante and tie leaf? No. Of course, every tribe started as a nudist. We're all nudists. But we have to evolve. But the essence of culture is to archive and document it so that we can be able to say, this is where we're coming from and this is where we are headed. There's nothing wrong. And which is where tourism actually come into. Cultural documentation. And also archiving of what used to be. and also promoting of what used to be and what should be, so that it can also influence what? The world that is around us. So we did Atachi, and we had created what is called a central rally point for everything that has to do with African culture. So what we did was to set up a platform called an Abuja OIpedia. So the essence of Abuja OIpedia, just like Wikipedia, it's an open source platform where everybody can contribute content to. And when you go there, you're able to read about the diversity of the cultures, the 9 tribes in FCT, and all the cultural sites that you can actually find. So we'll put it up as an open source platform, just like Wikipedia. But one interesting thing that we did was to recognize that people needed to speak about FCT from different angles. I needed to speak about FCT as a native, which is a subject. Those who had visited, who are tourists, also needed to speak about Abuja from the angle that they see it. So one of the innovative things we did was to introduce a mascot. The mascot character that we introduced was called Bochi. Now, Bochi in my tribe is called, Ngbagi is my friend. It's Ngbagi. It's called my friend. So we gave it a character and an attribute of a middle-aged man between age 45. So what it means is that he must have seen the things of the past and also has a good grasp of the present. So with Bochi, it is easier to tell stories from the angle of what has happened before, what is currently happening, and what should possibly happen. So that represented the ideology of what Atachi is, which is a memories of what used to be and what is happening, and also what could be. Now, volunteerism also can be a powerful tool for health and social welfare, where volunteers can offer crucial support to health facilities, provide assistance to the elderly, disabled and underprivileged members of the society. Now, this is a powerful tool for what we can do, because as volunteers, when we go into communities, as tourists, volunteers, when we go into communities, not only that we just want to enjoy what we're seeing, we are forced to also contribute some of our expertise, and a huge part of that is when we contribute in taking care of those locals within the communities. Volunteer tourism offers a unique opportunity to combine benefits of traditional tourism and transformative power of volunteerism. This approach allows visitors to, 1, immerse themselves in the local culture. Instead of simply observing, volunteers experience first-hand customs, tradition, and daily lives of the people. The very best way you can know and speak about the natives of FCT is when you actually interact with them. Let me shock you and give you this information. FCT is about 8,000 square kilometers. I don't know if we're aware. 8,000 plus square kilometers. Barely 2,000 has been developed. Barely 2,000. So when you move around Gariki, my community, Maitama, Sokoro, you think you've been around FCT. You never go anywhere. You never go anywhere. There are still communities in FCT that if you want to access, you have to go through Niger State. Kogi State, Nasarawa State. We also still have communities that still do not wear clothes in FCT. You're surprised? Yes. Yes. We also have communities that sleep at day and work at night. So I'm just sharing light with you so you are aware of what is happening, right? That sleep at day. They do their market day when the moonlight is on. They don't sell during the day in FCT. And we also have communities that men don't work, only women. Okay? So what I'm just trying to tell you that there are lots of interesting things about FCT that you don't know yet. And there are a lot of opportunities for you to actually experience. But these are not things you experience by looking at Google, Facebook. You have to go in there to actually experience them yourself. So which is why I'm happy about this volunteerism, tourist volunteerism platform. We have to leverage and see how we can also explore. Visitors are also allowed to gain deeper understanding on local challenges. Through their volunteerism activities, visitors develop a deeper appreciation of the social and economic realities of the communities they visit. Actually, I've said this to you, and I said there are certain communities that you can access except you go through Niger State. And you can tell this is largely a problem of what's infrastructure and good road network. Volunteers, this is an advantage you can actually take into as investors. Volunteers are also allowed to become active participants in positive change. Volunteers directly contribute to addressing local needs, leaving a lasting and positive impact on the communities. I still cannot forget Andrew Koshenko. Of course, he taught me so much when they came to do, what's it called? Vaccination as volunteers and all of that. There are lots of trainings. He's one of my mentors. He's from Ukraine. They visited Garikias at then. So being a very young man, I spoke so well and asked a very brilliant question. So he decided that he was going to mentor me, and we stayed on to that point. So these are some of the things that the communities can actually benefit. And this is how tourists can also be those who are actually driving the desirable change in FCT. Volunteers are also allowed to build meaningful connection through shared experience and collaboration. Volunteers form strong bond with local residents, fostering intercultural understanding and mutual respect. So I'm talking about our culture evolving. Of course, there are a lot I have to learn from my brother there, from my sister there when they come. There's nothing wrong with that, right? The language I'm speaking now is a borrowed language. There's nothing wrong with that. But there are also things they have also learned from us. You know? I remember when a scorpion bit one of the volunteers that came to our village. And they were trying to go cut off the leg or something. And there's this old man that said, no. And he just picked one leaf, picked the other, and did like this. It's like, rub it there, and that's how done. And you see him, he's demonstrated. And that was it. So there's a mix of sharing, and which is a very good thing. Beyond its social benefits, volunteer tourism also holds immense potentials to boosting FCT's economy. By attracting responsible and engaged tourists, volunteer tourism can diversify the tourism products. Volunteer tourism offer unique experience that cater to the growing segment of travelers seeking meaningful and transformative travel experience. Of course, this is something that is very possible that volunteers can actually do. Volunteers also can extend the tourism seasons, which is volunteers' opportunity can attract visitors during off-peak seasons, ensuring a more consistent flow in tourism revenue because of time, sorry. Volunteers promote responsible tourism practices. Volunteers tourism encourage eco-friendly travel, ethical interaction with local communities, and respect for the environment and culture. Volunteer tourism can strengthen local businesses. Volunteer tourism can generate additional income for local businesses, such as accommodation providers, restaurants, and transport companies. Volunteer tourism can foster entrepreneurship programs, training local entrepreneurs, empowering them to create sustainable business and contribute to the community's way forward. Going forward to fully unlock the potentials of volunteer tourism in FCT, here are several recommendations that can be implemented. 1, developing a comprehensive strategy. I am trying to work with some of the secretariat, which is the FCTA administration, to collaborate with stakeholders in tourism and volunteerism sector so that we can develop a clear and comprehensive strategy to promoting and managing volunteer tourism program in FCT. Also, identifying and prioritizing volunteer opportunities. Carefully assess community needs and develop diverse volunteering programs that cater for the needs and interests and skills of the various volunteers. We also need to build in partnership, which is partnership with local NGOs, communities, and tourism businesses to create robust network for organizing and managing volunteers program. Promoting volunteering tourism, implement targeted marketing and outreach campaigns to attract, responsible, and engage tourists' interest in volunteer experiences. Providing training and support. Offer adequate training and support to volunteers to ensure their safety, efficiency, and positive impact on the communities they serve. Evaluating and monitoring. Regularly monitor and evaluate the impact of volunteer tourism program to ensure their sustainability and continuous improvement. By embracing the potentials of volunteer tourism, the FCT, I believe, can embark on a journey of transformative change. By weaving together the trade of tourism and volunteerism, we can address social and economic challenges, empower local communities, and build a more inclusive and resilient future for the FCT. Let us embrace this opportunity to create tourism models that is not just profitable, but also socially responsible and deeply impactful, paving the way for a brighter tomorrow for FCD and its residents. I want to say you all are welcome. Thank you.
Magode Mijig Bagiza. Who they laugh? You don't know I'm a baggy person. Mijig Bagiza. Thank you so much, the Mandate Secretary of the Area Council. Yabandro. Thank you very much. As you take your seat, please don't, you're not leaving. We're going to be wrapping up the first session of this program so I can quickly go to the second session. And the second session is not too much. That is when we'll come to this very important part of the program. Area Council Tourism Investment Pitch and Expo. We're going to that part immediately. But for now, let us officially end session A. Once we end this session A, we'll go to the B2B. B2B is when we now have to interact with the Dubai, with Indonesia, with China, with NGA, with other agencies, we'll rub minds while the tea break will happen simultaneously. So that once we're done with that, Mandate Secretary, I hope you are not leaving, sir. You can't, sir. With all due respect, sir. Please, sir, we have just give us, say, another 15 minutes and we're good. Because they have to do the pitch, and the pitch is your beat. The pitch is your beat, sir. Please, let's just take the pitch. You just 5 area councils. So you just sit. The area council, which is under your secretariat, will the potential. We'll do that now. In fact, Safir, we need to go to the pitch straight so that he can be part of it. Because, sir, you still have to help us. I will do that. Please, Secretary, because immediately after the pitch, you still have to lead our entourage to the stands downstairs. We have the stands downstairs where each area council set up to show what they have. So once we finish the pitch, you just take everybody down and we'll do that. And from there, au revoir, mon ami. There. And from Kwali, we have Bush Baby. I like that name, Bush Baby. Okay. So we'll go straight to the pitching because the mandate secretary, we just had to beg for his time. And also I had to beg our madam, the permanent secretary from the SGF's office, so that we can run through this very quickly. The microphone is with you. Put it on and let's be sure it's working. Good. So when you stand up, introduce yourself, tell us the area council you are from, and please go straight to your pitch. Pitch and tell us what it is about. The last person is, you are Kuje rising together. You know, when we hear Kuje, the only thing we always think about is prison. So this time now we want to change the narrative. So I will even ask Kuje to start. So Kuje, please go ahead.
All right. Can I stand up? Or I should sit?
You're free to stand up.
All right. I'm standing on the existing protocol. I have everything already in the slide, so we don't waste much of our time. Please, let's roll it, please. Thank you.
Okay.
I have it. There's a video.
You have a slide?
Yes, that is in the video. Let them play.
See your slide is up.
Capital
Yes,
territory
thank you.
at FCT and serving as a suburb of Abuja is part of the Kuje Area Council, one of the 6 councils in the FCT. Kuje is the closest area council to the airport with just about 15 to 20-minute drive. Due to the massive land capacity, there are a lot of building projects going on at Kuje, and the Centenary City is one of them. The Centenary City in Abuja is a private sector-driven project that was launched to mark the 100th anniversary of Nigeria by January 1, 2014. The ambitious project is expected to take 10 to 15 years to complete. It will be built to model global smart cities like Dubai, Monaco, and Singapore. The project will create 50,000 construction jobs and upon completion up to 70,000 jobs. The daily development experienced in Kuje has brought about massive daily migration of people from the city center to build and invest in Kuje Area Council, thereby increasing the number of estates, markets, schools, and also encourage the hospitality businesses and big companies franchise in eatery and superstores. Positioned to the west of Abuja city center, Kuje presents a handful of investment opportunities for interested investors. Kuje stands as a hidden gem in the natural resources sector, boasting a variety of valuable assets that present an array of investment possibilities, namely 1. Marble site at Kosoki, 2. Gold mining at Kosoda, 3. Precious stones at Daib, 4. Bitumen deposit at Daib Fodama, 5. River Bobo 6. Games reserve at Kabi. Why invest in Kuje? 1. Development and infrastructure. Kuje is undergoing significant transformations. The FCT administration is committed to enhancing infrastructure with several major housing projects either underway or in the planning stages. At present, Kuchiyoko stands out as the most developed area within Kuje. Also, a lot of residential estates have sprung up over the years. 2. Kuje is popularly regarded as Abuja's food basket because farmers in the local government are known for growing different types of food crops in significant quantities for commercial purposes and household consumption. This is made possible due to the availability of wide expanses of fertile lands. 3. Proximity to the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport and travel routes. The proximity of Kuje to the airport gives residents of Kuje and neighboring environs access to the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, which facilitates movement between local and international locations. 4. Proximity to Lugby. Almat Farms. Almat Farm started in 2013 as a farm for vegetables, example, cucumber, pepper, tomatoes, etc., but was opened to the public in 2019 and divided into 3 parts. 1. The agro part, still producing agricultural products and food for human daily consumption. 2. The hospitality part, providing exclusive accommodation for visitors. 3. Equestrian part, the sightseeing for animals, the golf course and the polo course. Almat Farm is sitting on 100 hectares of land and has an artificial dam and lake with live fish. It also has a 13-feet deep swimming pool with no shallow part.
Okay, so that is for Kuje. We're going to play that for Abaji now. We just want to play the video so that you see the tourism investment potentials in those places. Then Madam will lead the section for the closing remark. Then we'll continue with our pitch. So the video for Abaji. Be fast. The tea break is already on. Be fast to play that for Abaji. Who is representing Abaji? So the concept of this section is to showcase the tourism investment potentials of those various area councils. Play on.
Welcome to Abachi local government area, where every corner is a canvas of wonders waiting to be explored. Brace yourselves for an extraordinary journey as we delve into the diverse tapestry that makes this place truly exceptional. Education is not just a journey, it's an adventure. In Abachi local government area, our world-class educational institution provides an intellectually stimulating environment for students to thrive. At Leventis, farmers are trained for 1 year on all aspects of agriculture free of charge, 80% practical and 20% theory. The magic comes to life with our vibrant film industry, picturesque landscapes and unique settings which have attracted filmmakers from around the globe. Immerse yourself in the scenes that have graced the silver screen and experience the allure of film tourism. From challenging hiking trails to exhilarating water.
Okay. This director, get set for your vote of thanks. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, please help us welcome the director for tourism, Madam Anne Dogo, as she gives her vote of thanks, so that we can now start the B2B and the investment proper, so that this other people can go. Please, thank you so much. Big welcome our director.
Can you clap for our director and our...
Good afternoon, once again, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Because I don't have the protocol list with me, so I wouldn't want to make any mistake. But permit me to recognize once again the presence of the Monday Secretary, Area Council Services. Thank you very much. Our Permanent Secretary, thank you so much. Like I said, I don't have the protocol list, so do permit me to skip all of that. I stand on the existing protocol. I want to thank our wonderful volunteers for putting all of this together. I want to also thank the staff of the FCT Tourism Department and all our special guests that have come here. Without you, we would have never been able to succeed and have what we have today. Our friends from the diplomatic community, we thank you. Thank you everyone for coming. God bless you. And let's have some tea break and get ready for the B2B. Thank you very much.
Okay, please can we just rise up for the national anthem? This is closing the official part 1, so we are going to part 2. Part 2 is B2B with the tea break, and then we'll come back to the pitch because we're having some technical issues here and there. Please, the national anthem. Thank you so much. Now we just move to the B&B session. We just get to meet each other, exchange greetings, take our tea. Tea break will run at the same time. So just get to shake each other and say, Madam, how are you? Song them. Okay, please, let's also have this at the back of our mind, that there's an exhibition gallery downstairs. Please, once you leave here, the Nigerian Gallery of Art are downstairs. They have a stand. All the area council have their stands downstairs at the garden. As you go downstairs, please visit the galleries as you go. But the pitch is happening after this. Please, Our director will help lead. Our director of tourism, Mama Ann. Mama Ann, please do well to lead our dignitaries to our exhibition stand. This mandate secretary is leaving. Please make sure he sees our exhibition stand downstairs. Please, the director, please lead them so that they can see all our exhibition stands downstairs. Please, ma. This mandate secretary is leaving. Okay. Mama will lead others downstairs. Thank you.
Sail on down the line about half a mile or so, and don't really wanna know where you're going. Maybe once or twice, you see, time after time I tried to hold on to what we got, but now you're going. Say, Lord, I gave all my money and my time. I know it's a shame, but I'm giving you back your name. Yeah. Guess I'll be on my way. I won't be back to stay. I guess I'll move along. I'm looking for a good time. Sail on down the line, ain't it funny how the time can go on? Say he told me so, but it doesn't matter. It was plain to see that a small town boy like me just wasn't your cup of tea. I was wishful thinking. Tired of being used. I want everyone to know I'm looking for a good time. Good time.